King Danny, the realm is under attack.
My God, the day has finally come.
It is time to release the Kraken!
Look in the distance, beyond the castle gates, the armies of the damned have come. On the horizon, they gather beneath the blood-red sun, the blood-red sun. 1,000 warriors, demons and orcs, charging like a tornado. But they will never know that their death awaits in waves below, in the waves below.
We must now unleash the monster. May God forgive us!
Release the Kraken!
Hey guys.
The toilet of the Iron Bell. Release the Kraken!
I'm the Kraken.
On the road, the depths of hell.
Does anyone have a lozenge?
Out on the battlefield, the armies collide, and hundreds die where they stand. In screaming agony, the shadow of war across the land, all across the land. Now let's end the fight. It's time to decide whose blood will finally be spilled. Our secret weapon, a specter of hate, who's born to kill. He was born to kill.
The time is now. Go forth, Kraken! Leave nothing but corpses!
Release the Kraken,
I'm in a song.
a creature of satanic rage. Release the Kraken,
Who wants sandwiches?
oh sick from sunken
Release the Kraken!
Hey look, I found a bell.
Release the Kraken! Impervious to sun and low. Release the Kraken!
I've got a splinter.
Death and coming from below. Release the Kraken!
Oops, I falled over.
Arson drown in his domain. Release the Kraken!
Splishy splashy.
Harbinger of
Well, you did nothing. The war is lost. Thanks, Kraken.
You're welcome.
I met a girl a few weeks ago. She's so smart and beautiful. When she's around, I feel my heart beat down in the very depths of my soul. So come on, Ninja Brian, pack your bags. We're going
See that final line there? That's gonna be the final line of like every single boss. Like that bit right there. I felt it was really important to play this song last to give everybody an idea of the death gurgle that we'd be hearing the most today.
From them or from us?
Yes.
Fair.
All right, hey everybody, we are back
Hi.
with more, no more heroes, and more importantly, with more Kayla telling us about horrific disasters that have taken place in history.
Yay! I am excited.
She's very excited for this, so we are gonna get into that. I had to do a little bit. I had to basically like really quick reconfigure the sound. So if anything sounds off, if anything sounds weird, please let me know. I think I got it all set properly, but you know, shit happens. Shit happens. Thank you for your contribution.
You're welcome.
Alright. Let me get us into the game. Also, as you can see, I've got the Subnautica face cam stream goal up. It is, so 50 subs. 50 subs, and we will do Subnautica.
With face cam, so you guys can watch me in real time shit my pants at the things that are in the ocean.
Essentially, yes. That's the goal. Is we're gonna try to freak Kayla out.
God, I'm fucking terrified of the ocean.
Yeah, it's gonna be Subnautica below zero, although we might switch over to regular Subnautica at one point too. Just, you know, for funsies.
I think you're gonna be the only one having fun.
I'm gonna be the only one having funsies. Alright, rank 5, we are needing $35,000. $350,000, right.
About to say, there's a huge difference between those numbers.
Yeah. Anyway.
Like, one is a college loan, one's a house loan.
I am not here for your fucking math, it's Sunday. Actually, that's not entirely correct. We're technically here for your math.
I was
on
about
a Sunday,
to say.
because you're going to be telling us about engineering disasters.
Yeah.
Subnautica is going to be free on PS4 on the 25th. Oh, good enough.
Hell yeah.
Boy, in your case, that'd be hell no.
I mean, either way.
Either and or both.
Yes.
So, Kayla, you have looked up a couple of different engineering disasters today, and I'm about to go do a little bit of part-time work to raise the money to take on our next guy. So, why don't you, I'm gonna adjust the volume a little bit. Why don't you,
Get started?
Yeah, just go. Do horror.
Okay, guys. So, well, guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
This is why I just say folks.
Anyway. So, I did research on the Dupont Plaza Hotel arson case. And I also did research on the Great Molasses Flood of 1919.
Which I am pretty sure that when I was in elementary school, we were read a book about that. But like it was a happy, fun children's book.
Yeah, I don't understand why they made a children's book about it. And whenever Berg first told me that, my immediate question was, okay, but did they include all the dead horses?
No. They didn't say a thing about dead horses.
There's at least over 30 dead horses.
It was just like a fun little adventure for them. The main character was like a little boy, and he like really loved molasses. And then like the Great Molasses Flood happened, which I swear to God I thought it was made up for the book, the way that they presented it. And he's fine, but he's like, his whole lower half is like covered in molasses when he gets home, and his mom is like, what have you done? You know, what happened? And he was like, and he tried to explain it, she didn't believe him, so she like put him in timeout or some shit. And then his dad gets home and was like, yeah, it was a big flood, it was the craziest thing ever. And then like the end, I remember the end was like, her being like, well, since you weren't lying, you can have molasses tonight after, because he really loves molasses. And he goes, oh, I think I've had enough molasses for the first time ever. And it's like, ha ha, it's so funny. Ha ha, people actually died.
There are some dead children in this. One boy who did survive said that he never ate molasses again because his throat was coated in the stuff when he got hit by the wave.
Ugh.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, do we start with the molasses flood or the hotel arson?
Since we kind of started off talking about it, I guess let's start with the Molasses flood.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like you're excited either way.
I legitimately am. Okay. So, the Great Molasses Flood of Boston. Why?
Of course it's fucking Boston.
Why is my...
If it's not Boston, it's Baltimore. Those are like the two places where really, really fucking shitty stuff happens. Boston and, Baltimore.
About to say, did you really just...
I really did, like, zone out. My brain stopped for a minute. I've had a tough week, okay? So, you know, and last night was kind of... I was in a bad place mentally. I'm
sorry?
fine. No, it's okay. I'm okay now, but it's just like, you know, it was rough.
Why? I'm saying I'm sorry in case I exacerbated it.
I mean, I won't lie. The circumstances did not... there was a possibility that I was going to be able to get my first vaccine dose yesterday, y'all. Yeah, and pretty much everybody in the house has had it except me. Got at least their first dose, because Kayla got her first dose, which, congratulations, Kayla.
Yay.
I am genuinely, legitimately happy that you got your first dose. Not joking about that. So, like, I guess I'm gonna just tell you guys a little bit about my day yesterday before we get started on the Great Molasses Flood. And so, like, Kayla messaged me and she was like, "Yo, our aunt who works over at Urgent Care said that there's a couple of extra vaccines. She can save one for you if you come down." I was like, "Okay, I'm on my way." And I was like, which one, just so I know for certain. And then she, like, messaged me, like, 3 minutes later and was like, "Wait, sorry, they all expired an hour ago." And it was, like, really fucking crushing, not gonna lie.
They fucking lied to me. They were like, "Oh, we got 20 extra vaccines. They're gonna last until about 5:30. And she called one of her friends that was actually at the urgent care to, like, hold one for you after I said, "Okay, let me message Steph." And then she said, "Oh, they actually expired at 4 o'clock. I'm just like, God damn it.
3, 2,
Yeah.
1.
It was kind of rough, y'all.
This is why you do all your research before you start promising shit.
Yep. Anyway, Molasses Flood.
Okay. So, some background.
Mhm.
The Great Molasses Flood, in a nutshell, happened because a big tank burst.
Mhm.
Big tank full of molasses just fucking popped. Like a pimple. The goal is subs.
Yeah, the goal is subscribers.
So, the tank was built originally in 1915 along the Boston waterfront on this very busy street called Commercial Street. It was operated by the Purity Distilling Company, which was run by the United States Industrial Alcohol Company.
Like alcohol is in rubbing alcohol, or?
Like any form of alcohol, including drinking alcohol.
Okay.
And the United States Industrial Alcohol, I'm just gonna call them USIA.
USIA, got it.
It's a lot easier. So, the industrial alcohol was made from fermented molasses, and it was actually used to make weaponry and munitions.
Oh,
for
wow,
World
dude.
War
Thanks for
I.
sticking around. Raging username, thank you for those 5 gift subs.
Woohoo!
I'm actually gonna mute the... Go ahead and keep on going. We're just gonna mute the thing. Oh, wow, dude. Thanks for sticking around.
That's why the tank was originally built, because they used all of that alcohol for weaponry and munitions, because World War I was from 1914 to 1918. And the tank was built in 1915 to help keep up with demand. And this tank was over 50 feet high, 15 meters, 90 feet in diameter, 27 meters, and could hold up to 2.5 million gallons of molasses, i.e. 9.5 million liters.
Right.
So the construction of this tank was bad.
Bad, like,
Let me tell you how it was
Okay,
bad.
yeah, tell me how bad.
So it was very rushed because, you know, it was for the war effort, had to get it done quickly, especially with helping out with the weaponry that the troops needed. So it did not pass safety tests whenever it was made. And after it was completed, I say that in huge air quotes. And what would happen was carbon dioxide would be produced inside the tank because it had cracks and leaks in it. Now, carbon dioxide inside the tank, what that does is it builds a whole bunch of pressure in there that's not supposed to be there. Especially whenever the molasses is going through fermentation.
Yeah, doesn't that, like, create more gases?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, we got a whole lot more gases in this tank than what it's designed to handle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the steel inside the tank used to make it was only about half as thick as it was supposed to be.
Okay.
So, it didn't have the strength to hold as much as it could. And the rivets holding the steel together, they were so flawed that the first cracks in the tank happened at the holes where the rivets were put in.
Oh, wow. Wow. Rosie the Riveter would be so disappointed.
Yeah, it's like... And the fact that I had to say, you know, the first cracks were by the rivets.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, wow. So that's where it started, huh?
Uh-huh. So the tank just leaked all the fucking time. It leaked so much that people in the town would often come by the tank with buckets and just get molasses from where the leak was happening so they could take it home for their own use.
Wow.
I mean, I don't blame them. It kind of goes back to the Texas, the New London, Texas school explosion. Of like, you know what, there was...
Whoa. I have to stop you there. The fact that you're comparing it to that is making me laugh really, really hard internally, because I'm like, yeah, that was why because you're like, yeah, that was why they came by to like scoop up molasses, because they might as well. It makes me think they're like, wait, so you're comparing this to the like the school explosion? What, when the school exploded, were they just like, well, no sense of wasting them kid parts, might as well come over with a bucket and get them.
No, I mean, it happened because, you know, the oil company was like, you know, we're pulling all this oil, but we can't store it. We're burning so much of it that people want to put in their own lines to our oil. Just go ahead and fucking let them.
You mean the initial, not the explosion?
Yeah, the initial.
I was like, wow. So they were just coming by that blown up school, like, no sense wasting these dead kid parts. I gotta eat.
I mean, they gotta put like the fetuses and the small children inside the vaccines. That's how they get you.
I thought they went into the butter boxes. Oh god, that still makes me sad.
Listen, children are very versatile whenever they're dead.
Yeah. It's amazing how flexible children can be when you kill them.
Yeah.
That was a joke, Twitch.
It was a joke.
Holy shit, Twitch, that was a joke.
Let me get it done.
It was a fucking joke. Jesus Christ.
It was a joke. Okay, anyway, back to the molasses.
Okay.
So basically, is a huge big tank, constantly leaked, couldn't handle the pressure, couldn't handle the weight inside of it, and...
It kind of sounds like me from 2020. Couldn't handle the pressure, couldn't handle the weight inside. Sounds about right.
And yet this thing still operated for 4 years. It's amazing.
That... Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, the tank leaked so badly whenever it was filled with molasses. It was only they were only able to fill it about 8 times the full capacity in the 4 years it existed, because it was that bad. And whenever it was filled, it leaked so badly that the workers painted the outside of the tank brown to hide how much it was leaking.
Oh my god, they gave it a brown medal.
Yes, they did.
Wow.
They fucking...
They literally pulled, first mate, bring me my brown pants.
So, like I said, the tank had only been filled 8 times to capacity since it was built. And the walls weren't used to just holding a full capacity for long periods of time. It was used to just constantly cycling in and out the molasses.
Right.
And they likely did this because the molasses, after the war was over, because war was over in 1918, flood happened in 1919. They had a full year, and they likely did
Had a full year to get over that trauma. Now let's introduce some new trauma.
pretty much because they were actually using a whole bunch of the molasses to produce grain alcohol because Prohibition was starting to get some headway.
Yeah, Prohibition was on the horizon, like, yo, sup?
Yeah, and it actually passed like a year after this happened. Yeah, so they were trying to make grain alcohol, basically because if you already owned alcohol when Prohibition started, you were perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew people were gonna be buying up so much fucking alcohol if it looked like this shit was gonna pass.
Right.
And it was just money for them.
They started hoarding that shit like it was 2020 and it was a toilet paper shortage.
Pretty much. And see, molasses is used to make grain alcohol because molasses is fermented to produce ethanol, which is a key ingredient in alcoholic beverages.
Right.
So that's why it was so fucking important. That's why this thing was like filled almost completely full whenever shit went down.
Mm-hmm.
So on the days leading up to this, the weather did play kind of a big part in what happened. Because 2 days before, warm molasses was added to the tank, which reduced its viscosity, making it less thick and more like water.
Right, because it doesn't have to, like, settle to thicken up or something like that?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
I know very, very little about molasses, but I do know about sticky things.
Yeah.
Interpret that however you wish, chat.
So, like I said, there's already unnecessary CO2 being made due to the shoddy workmanship of the tank. And also, warm weather. I don't know if you know this, but when heat interacts with steel, it expands and shit.
What?
So, warm weather made expansion of the tank even worse. Because when something's built to hold shit and it starts, like, getting bigger and bigger without the help of that shit happening, you're kind of looking at a bad time. Shit just happens. So the warm weather made the expansion of the tank worse, and the actual incident probably occurred. So there was a manhole cover near the base of the tank. And because what happened that day was at 40 degrees Fahrenheit, aka 4 Celsius, which was a lot warmer than it was like the 2 days leading up to it. So
apparently that 2 degrees made all the difference. Or that couple of degrees made all the difference.
Yeah, it rose like 30 degrees.
Oh, I don't know why I said 2. I guess because, like, anyway, continue. That 30 degrees made all the difference.
Yeah, so, the manhole cover, which had, holes to let out some, pressure from the sewer, it was also letting out a whole bunch of hot air.
You know, I think one of the lessons we need to take away from a lot of these engineering disasters is that when people start talking about manhole covers, shit's about to get real. Yeah, because it was this, and there was also a fatigue crack in one of the pillars kind of holding up the tank. It was just wearing down and cracking and bending. So, I mean, why the fuck wouldn't this elevated tank fall down and cause this huge disaster? The day of. Oh boy. We're about to get into some child murder, everybody.
Kind of, yeah. So, January 15th, 1919. At 12:30 p.m. Oh, Jesus, what just happened?
I went into dark side mode. Anyway.
At 12:30 p.m., the tank burst open on its side and collapsed from the rapid shift of weight. Witnesses from around said they felt the ground shake and they heard a roar similar to the sound of an elevated train passing.
Okay.
So this was a huge fucking boom.
You think you can beat me with that?
So, fun facts about Molasses.
Oh boy, this is not where I thought we were gonna be going today. Fun facts about molasses.
The molasses, especially what was spilt, had a density of 1.4 tons per cubic meter, which is 40% denser than water.
Okay, that makes sense. Molasses is thick and sticky, like me.
So what this means is it had a lot of energy and no stopping power.
Inertia not working here. 404 error, inertia not found.
Yeah, so like, the way I think of it is like, okay, so you hear this old wives' tale of if you're falling from a great height, try to aim for water because that'll lessen your fall. No.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Once you're at a certain height, water has the same density as concrete.
Yeah, it's not a matter of find something soft to land on. It's just a matter of how long you've been falling.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, there's just a certain height that's this one I do know. Thank you, DBZ Abridged. There is a certain height that once you reach that height and you've been falling from that, once your fall distance is that much, that's called terminal velocity. And it's called that because you about to die, motherfucker. There is nothing gonna stop it.
Yeah, this wave of molasses that's now sweeping through central Boston basically was fucking going fast, at about 35 miles an hour.
Holy shit, I think that's the same average speed as a bear.
Yeah. So it's a giant, hold on,
She got receipts.
I got receipts. The wave of molasses was reportedly between, because this was 1919, we didn't get, like, images and shit of whenever it happened. The wave was reportedly between 15 and 40 feet high, between 5 and 12 meters, and it was over 160 feet wide.
Okay.
AKA 49 meters. So it's a thick boy. It's a thick boy traveling at 35 miles an hour. And it had so much power in it, the steel panels of the tank were driven. There was an adjacent elevated railway structure near where the tank was. This wave had so much fucking power, it drove the metal walls of the tank against the girders holding up this elevated railway and momentarily tipped a streetcar that was on the tracks off and nearly made it go sideways.
Right?
So, this thing had a lot of power. If it's nearly driving a fucking streetcar off its tracks.
That's some power out there.
But wait, there's more.
Oh god, here we go. It's the Billy Mays part of the thing.
Shit ton of nearby buildings. Because again, this tank was built on Commercial Street, which is a very busy street in Boston. Any nearby building within like a block or two of this thing was just completely swept off its foundation and crushed.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. And for several blocks, even whenever the wave finally did stop, there was about 2 to 3 feet of depth for flooding of molasses.
Oh, great.
So, about small toddler size of molasses flooding the streets.
Oh, damn it. I completely screwed that up.
Why are you so bad at things?
I don't know. I hate this one where it's like, you can't take a single hit. It's like, well, I'm okay. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, buildings crushed, elevated railway kind of fucked up a little bit.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Someone who did a report on the Great Molasses Flood right after it happened, I have a quote from the Boston Post. Horses died like so many flies on sticky fly paper.
Good God, you just know that motherfucker, after he wrote that, was like, bam, that deserves an early lunch.
I mean, the article was put in the Smithsonian.
Imagine that is, like, do we know the name of the reporter?
I couldn't find a name.
Wow! Your article is, like, prolific enough to end up in the goddamn Smithsonian, but no one knows your name.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's... wow. That's just sad.
So, this molasses wave, a whole bunch of people were actually basically picked up by the wave and thrown feet away, along with a whole bunch of debris from these buildings that were just crushed.
So the molasses, like, swept through and literally played Upsy Daisy with everybody.
Literally. One truck was actually picked up by the molasses and hurled into the Boston Harbor. So...
Did the driver die?
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
imagine that is like just the absolute soul-crushing terror, and then also the fact that it's fucking molasses.
shit happened, Joe.
Maybe that was his last words. Just hurtling towards the Boston Harbor. This is it. This is the end. The last thing he thinks is, well, shit happens, bro.
So after the wave hit, the molasses then became viscous and was made worse because it started getting colder again.
Right, and when it gets viscous, it starts kind of solidifying.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people were trapped in what was basically sweet-smelling quicksand.
Oh no!
Yeah. So some people either drowned from trying too hard to escape, and they got too exhausted from the effort that they just sunk themselves deeper into it and drowned like that. God, drowning by molasses.
Yeah, I think isn't that like the advice that you're given, like, even with actual quicksand? If you find yourself, like, in one of those viscous
Pits.
yeah, those viscous pits, the best thing you can do is stay perfectly still.
Yeah, because whenever you move, you create air bubbles, and that's how you sink deeper.
Yeah, so the best thing you do is stay as still. So the best thing they could have done whenever the molasses, like, started solidifying was to stay still.
That was the best thing that they could have done for themselves.
But like, most people don't. I'm not victim blaming them. They didn't. Most people don't.
It's 1919.
Yeah, most people don't. It's 1919. People barely know to wash their asses. We're about to hit prohibition. People don't know much of anything right now.
So people either died from drowning due to their overexertion, or they were crushed by debris that was carried by the molasses. Because again, this wave took out a whole bunch of buildings. Because buildings, they may be prepared for a little bit of flooding by allowing it to travel under their foundation or something like that.
This is not something that they prepare. This is not something you prepare for as an architect.
It's like buying volcano insurance.
It's like, I mean, you could, but, like, in most cases you start thinking, but why would I?
Yeah.
And then it happens, and that's like, oh, that's why I would. Then next thing you know, it's like, oh yeah, that's right, the name of my town is fucking Pompeii.
Yeah, so rescue efforts were extremely difficult. Understandable. This is Boston. This isn't fucking Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. They're not prepared for this.
I don't know if Willy Wonka would be prepared for this situation.
I mean, he'd probably be more prepared than these people.
The Oompa Loompas would be prepared with a song. Oompa Loompa doobity dasses, you just drowned from a vat of molasses. Oompa Loompa doopity dit. Man, I'm telling you, this is some shit. Alright, that's all I got. I'm done.
See, that's how you get the copyright strike. So, 21 people died, along with several horses, over 40 horses at least, died. Because again, it was 1919, cars weren't entirely prolific, so a whole bunch of people were still riding horses, especially the constables. Yeah, those horses were dead. Over 150 people were injured, along with horses that were able to escape the wave, and a whole bunch of dogs. They weren't injured, no dogs died.
Wow, that's actually kind of like, wow. Fucking dogs like swimming, dogs like doggy paddling past the horses like, yeah, get fucked, motherfucker.
I think
Looking down on me with your goddamn oats.
maybe it goes back to that thing of like how some animals can sense danger coming. So maybe like 5 minutes before the tank burst, there was just a wave of
There's
these
just a bunch
street
of dogs just running past like, motherfuckers, y'all better move! Y'all better get the fuck out of here, Justice!
And the lady in a petticoat was just like, I say.
And then that Molasses comes and it's like, well, you don't say much now, do you, bitch? It's funny because people died.
A lot of people died.
Yeah, a lot of people died. In all seriousness, that's actually very, very serious, and our condolences with the families involved.
So the most common injury that people actually had after this was coughing. It was the most common ailment because
Oh my god!
What?
I'm sorry, wow, so the most common injury resulting from it, exactly 100 years ago, was an extended prolific cough. Huh.
see what had happened was
Oh,
people
boy.
who had survived the wave itself got all of the molasses caught in their throats for weeks afterwards.
Ugh.
Because
Do people die from that?
no one died from that.
Imagine you fucking survived
Wow.
a goddamn molasses flood and then you die from choking on it like later. That's like the worst case of dry
hey,
drowning ever.
I mean, they were using the molasses to make ethanol so they could make some booze. They probably just prescribed everyone booze. Like straight up vodka
Yes.
to burn it out of their throats.
I was about to say, we joke, but that might legitimately be what happened.
Maybe. I couldn't find too much information on that. So, rescue efforts. The first to arrive and help people were actually 116 naval cadets under Lieutenant Commander H.L. Copeland because they were on the USS Nantucket, docked at a nearby pier for naval training.
Alright, sailors, fall in. We got a very important job ahead, but I ain't gonna lie, it's weird as fucking shit.
Like,
That's my naval commander voice. Do you like it?
not as good as Bramble Pippington.
Fair enough.
So yeah, the people who were able to arrive first and help were the fucking naval cadets, just because they literally just because they happened to be at the harbor and happened to be the closest available help.
Wow.
And this is why the Navy is better than the police force.
I mean, yeah.
I was about to say,
Although they are all kind of part of the same
Yeah.
same system.
yeah, but I mean, I've heard more about the Navy willing to help than about police.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on.
They actually ran several blocks to the accident in knee-deep molasses, trying to pull people out. And they were also working to, like, anyone... You hear this shit, you're gonna leave your house to go see what the fuck happened.
Oh, yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so they were either trying to pull people out or they were keeping everyone else away.
Or they were like, dumb motherfuckers, get your asses back into your houses.
Literally, that's basically what they were doing. They were trying to keep other people from getting caught in it and making everything worse and impeding rescue.
Right?
So, these naval cadets who were still in training stepped the fuck up.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah. Excuse me. So, finally, the police, the Red Cross, the Army, and a whole bunch of...
Yeah, finally the cops get there.
Yeah, finally the cops got there, the Red Cross got there, Army cadets and more naval cadets showed up to coordinate the rescue, working through the night, trying to get as many people as they could out, because a lot of people were trapped in this flood.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of people just kind of standing there, like, waist deep in molasses, just looking up, like, I had to pee, and, like, that kind of helped, not gonna lie, but, like, we all collectively pissed ourselves right at the start, and, that turned out that didn't do much, so, if you could get us out, please, then. How did they get them out?
They literally pulled them out.
Good lord.
They would set up pulley systems on any structure that was still standing. If they could get a ledge, they would literally, like, throw ropes and fire hoses over like street lamps if they were still there, and try to just throw it towards someone who was still in the molasses. And if they caught it, they would then pull them out through that.
Just kind of carefully, like, lowered. All right, Jim, a little bit more to the front. All right, down a little bit.
Yep.
No, let's go more to the left. No, you're rather left. Jim, for God's sake, man. Hold up 2 hands, Jim. Hold up 2 hands with your index finger and your thumb pointed outward. The one that makes it L. That's your left hand, Jim. That's left.
For God's sake, this is a pregnant woman, Jim.
For God's sake, Jim, it's a pregnant woman. Let's move it. Let's put a little bit of hustle on this, okay?
So they searched through the molasses for the next 4 days, trying to find people to help.
Mm-hmm.
But by then, most of them were dead.
Yeah. It's like, all right, now we're gonna play.
Now we're gonna play Find the Body.
Yeah, basically.
And some of the people were never able to be identified because they were so glazed over with the molasses.
Holy shit.
That they were unrecognizable.
That is fucking horrific. It that is like, you know, whenever people say, oh, I like dark comedy, it's like, well, here you go, motherfucker, laugh at this.
Yeah, and actually, a whole lot more of the dead were swept into the harbor by the molasses wave. And their bodies were not found for 3 or 4 months.
Dear sweet God. So you got little Sally fucking running around like, hey, yo, Tony, you see my mom? You see my mom? Still looking for my mom, Tony. Still looking for mom.
She's parking a car down a Harvard yard.
Oh, God, we're awful.
Yep. So the aftermath. So, of fucking course, the local residents brought a class action lawsuit against the USIA, who was the owner of the distillery, and it was actually one of the first class action lawsuits in Massachusetts. So, you know, groundbreaking stuff, along with the molasses.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So the USIA actually... Guys, this is some shit. The USIA claimed that the tank was sabotaged and had been blown up by anarchists. It was blown up by anarchists because some of
to do what?
Because some of the alcohol made from the molasses was used to make weapons.
I gotta be real with you. That's too many degrees of separation for anarchists.
Yeah, I'm like...
They're a little bit more... in my experience, anarchists are just teensy a little bit more direct.
Yeah, I'm like, do you guys know what anarchists actually do?
Like, they probably wouldn't, like... Their solution probably would have been more like, if there was, like... Now, if there was, like, a big police gala going on, literally right underneath the tank, I'd be like, yeah, sure, okay, anarchists, alright, I'm listening. But, you know.
No.
Yeah, but not in this case.
Yeah, so they did everything possible to try and pass the buck. So the court found them responsible.
Oh, good.
After 3 years of hearings.
That
where, again,
like
the USIA was just trying so fucking hard to get no goddamn responsibility.
We swear it wasn't us. It was, our dog ate the rivets.
That's it. That's it. So ultimately they paid out about $628,000 in damages, which adjusted for inflation is $9.26 million.
Nice. So
the relatives of those who died got about $7,000 per victim, which is about $103,000 today. So more than the people of the Coast of Concordia got.
That's about as much as Mr. Beast will give you if you like dance for him.
Why do people like Mr. Beast? I don't get it.
I don't think I'm allowed to talk about him, actually, because I think he might be a Twitch partner.
Never mind.
So, I recant that statement, Twitch. I love all of my fellow Twitch streamers.
So anyway, clean up!
Yeah, so anyway, clean up.
So clean up on this molasses within the first couple days.
Clean up on aisle 20, and 30, and 40. You know what? Just clean up on all the aisles.
Yeah. The cleanup was done by blasting salt water from a fireboat. So literally blasting the ocean at the problem to try and wash it out. and any that was left, they were throwing sand on it to absorb it. Which, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like...
At this point, you know, it's kind of like just, like, alright, there's a big fire, burned everything down, let's take a little squirt gun and spray the charred remains.
Kinda. So, the immediate area where the tank burst, mainly Commercial Street and the immediate surrounding area, it took about 2 weeks to clean all that up, but Greater Boston and the surrounding area took an additional 1 to 2 months because onlookers and rescue workers kept tracking Molasses like onto subway platforms, through the streets, into their homes.
Oh god! Oh god! Okay, you know how? Okay, so like a little bit of background, y'all. Our grandma like cannot handle stickiness.
I can't either.
Yeah, like Kayla and Grandma cannot. For the most part, I can't handle it either. But I can live with it. Grandma's the type, if she like steps somewhere and then her shoe goes from like stickiness, she'll stop everything she's doing and grab a wet rag and like kneel down on the floor and scrub it until the stickiness goes away.
Same.
So I cannot imagine what kind of absolute hell this would have been for the both of you.
Actually, there's a Smithsonian article that says, quote, "Everything that a Bostonian touched was sticky."
Sounds like the Bostonian just got done jacking off or something.
I mean, also, yes. So, another part of the aftermath was that regulations were put in to basically enforce non-biased city and licensed architects and engineers to approve safety and design regulations. Because the reason that the USIA got away with this for so long was because they had, you know, their people checking on the tank to make sure it still worked.
Okay.
Like, they had their people inspect it whenever it was done to make sure it still worked. So this helped, you know, get started and start enacting the laws where, no, we have to have someone from the city, a licensed person from the city, come and inspect it. Because you clearly cannot be trusted to inspect it yourself. This is why we can't have nice things.
Isn't that OSHA that does that?
Yeah, it helped set the framework for OSHA.
Oh, okay. I feel so smart right now. As I go in the wrong direction.
Okay, so the tank was not rebuilt.
Shocker.
It's now actually... The site of the tank is now a city-owned recreational complex known as Langan Park. It has a small plaque to commemorate the event and the dead.
Yeah.
This is some shit right here.
Okay.
So for the 100th anniversary, 2019...
See you later, Gilwin. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah. The town used a ground-penetrating radar to identify the location of the tank and the concrete slab where it once stood. So the concrete slab of the tank was on stood about 20 inches below the surface of a baseball diamond that's in this park.
Okay.
So they stood in the middle of this baseball diamond, and the victims' names were read out loud for a moment of silence in the middle of this Little League baseball field.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the story of the Great Boston Flood. Great Boston Molasses Flood.
Alright, so what have we learned here today, everyone? Next time you're in a dire situation, just stand still.
Stand still and ignore everything around you.
Basically, yeah, stand still and ignore everything around you.
I mean, that's
and listen to the fucking dogs. When the dogs run, you run after them. If you see, honestly, I think that's a good rule of thumb in general for life. If you see a pack of dogs and they are just sprinting away from something as hard as they can, you fucking run after them,
either
man.
Dogs or rats.
Yeah, you fucking run after them, man.
Yeah.
They know some shit.
It's like the people in third class on the Titanic. Some of them were only able to find their way up to safety because...
They were following the rats.
They were following the rats away from the water.
Yeah, because the rats know where to go.
Yeah.
Rats are fucking smart, man.
They really are.
I mean, they're diseased little bastards, but they're still smart. They're smart, diseased little bastards.
Well, they're not diseased if you know how to take care of them. Sarah keeps rats.
Yes, but wild rats that you find on a ship are probably not taken care of, therefore they are diseased little bastards.
Very true. Yeah, pressure
don't,
cooker.
don't not all rats me.
Pressure cookers go boom when it builds too much pressure. Yep. Pretty
Needs
much.
to vent. There needs to be proper ventilation.
Also, you need to build shit the right way.
Yeah. If they'd had ventilation on the tank, do you think that could have prevented what happened?
I don't think so, because again, it was a thing of like the steel panels holding it were about half the strength they needed to be.
Yeah, that's true.
The rivets, the holes where the rivets went in were cracking and leaking everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so I don't think ventilation would have helped.
Well, you know.
Are you having fun?
I don't know anymore. So,
the Dupont Plaza Hotel arson case.
so whenever you bring up arson, that tells me that there's a lot more.
Oh, there is some shit in this, man.
Okay.
Like, okay. This is how interested I was in this particular case. I looked up the fucking arson report that was made after this incident, just to get some extra information for everybody.
Okay. Before you do that, though, we're gonna return to talk about some shit first, because I'm gonna go back to the hotel and then we're gonna do a little bit of story stuff, so that way we're not like interrupting the flow.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to break your flow.
Let me see here. Let me see if I can.
Like somebody should have broke the flow of those molasses. Am I right? Hey.
I'm looking up the Great Molasses Flood children's book because holy shit! Oh my god, there's a horse on the cover of it.
Let me see. I want to see if it's the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the one. That's not the one. The one that I read was like, it was a picture book and it was this little boy.
Well, this one has a little girl, so, you know, expand your horizons.
Yeah, but it's not the one it's not the one I remember, therefore it's wrong, and therefore you're sexually assaulting my childhood, which is a totally relevant and totally legitimate equivalency.
Okay. Yeah, this one is about a little girl named Carmen, who is an immigrant that came to America.
Oh dear God!
And her on the cover is riding a horse. And I'm just like,
That horse dies.
that's my prediction. I'm just like, that horse is gonna die.
Yep.
That horse is gonna be so drowned.
The horse be like, man, I think I'd take the glue factory.
I mean, it's the equivalent of the glue factory. It's just, you know, you sink in the goo instead of being made into it.
Travis? Let me guess. You're out shopping. Shopping? Now a vacation?
Ooh, and these are amazing! Almost as amazing as me! A hard-working girl never forgets the others, even on vacation!
Hey, I don't want to interrupt your fiesta. Who's next?
We were all messing with our nose at the same time.
What? Huh?
Yo, what's the problem? Something wrong? Hello?
I'm getting a bad connection. Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, no, you're not. You can fucking hear me.
Great.
Shake it, baby! Oh, yeah!
I have a feeling the woman who voice acted this is not French.
What on earth could have possibly given you that impression?
The fact it's a Suda 51 game.
That is an excellent point, not gonna lie. Like, I actually sit here like, I don't have a rebuttal to that. Anyway. Let's get into the location and then we'll rock and roll with the arson.
Yeah. You know, part of the reason that I had to look up the actual report of what happened was because there was no other way of finding out what the hotel was like before this arson. I was like, okay, how many floors are there? What's the general layout? And it's just like, no, fuck you.
Like blood everywhere, but I'm sure that's normal, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's fine. Someone was just on their period. Sorry, that was me, y'all. I have a very heavy flow.
Same! Speaking of which, starting next week.
Like a coming soon preview. Coming soon to a bathroom near you!
Pretty much.
My entire uterine lining!
Jesus. So you followed the blood to the guy?
I guess so.
Or girl, I don't want to judge.
That's a chick.
Well, yeah, but the killer, I mean.
I'm pretty sure that, oh my god, we're gonna meet Dexter.
I was never a fan of that show.
No, I'm talking about Dexter from Dexter's Lab.
Oh!
You plebeian.
I'm so. We're talking about killers.
You low IQ pleb.
I will leave.
No, because you're way too excited to talk about this arson.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, go.
San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Sweet.
Dun dun.
So, the Dupont Plaza Hotel, it opened in 1963 as part of the Puerto Rico Sheraton line.
Okay.
Sheraton being a very famous hotel chain.
That's not the one that Paris Hilton comes from, by the way.
No. So, it operated as the Puerto Rico Sheraton until 1980, just before the Sheraton chain put in fire safety measures in all their hotels.
Okay.
So they got away from this. They changed owners right whenever they were supposed to be getting fire safety implemented.
Makes sense, makes sense. I too just like throw my, I too take my, fucking assholes. I too take my car to the nearest junker whenever it's time to get the oil changed.
So, and national requirements for hotel fire safety standards weren't enacted until 1990, 4 years after this happened.
Oh, goody.
So they were kind of fucked. The Dupont actually had malfunctioning safety equipment. There was no evacuation plan, no plans for emergencies.
Evacuation plans are for losers, though. Let's all be real.
And the sprinklers in the hotel were not automated. They had to be manually activated. And
Which
no
is
one
kinda
knew
just
how to
amazing.
manually activate them.
I was about to say, okay, well, what was the password? No one knows. No, the owner thought that he'd be clever. Like, someone, like, called and was like, what's the password? He said, it's your name. And so then, like, the employee would put his own name in, and it's like, it's not working. He's like, it's your name. And the password was actually the words, your name.
You mean like what our uncle does?
Yep.
God, that pisses me off.
And then the employee, and then the owner's like, haha, isn't that funny? And the employee's like, people are dead.
People are dying, Miguel. So the actual hotel itself had a first floor lobby, a large casino, and a gift shop right above that on the floor above.
Mm-hmm.
Next to that was a 2-story foyer, and beside that was a 2-story ballroom.
Right.
Lots of areas and shit. And
Lots of places to get lost while smoke thickens all around you.
oh, honey, you don't even know the half of it. There was a total of about 20 floors in this hotel, 17 of which were guest rooms, and the topmost was a rooftop restaurant. Because they gotta be fancy.
Oh god, so potentially you could end up with a grease fire slowly making its way down the building.
I mean, you could. That's not what happened.
But, you know, conceivably that's what could happen.
Conceivably, it's what could have happened. It probably would have been the better option.
Probably.
So, a little bit of history. The employees and management were not on good terms at this
Oh wow, what a shocker!
The employees were actually having a labor dispute starting in October 1986, this year, the same year this happened.
Okay.
And it involved the Teamsters Union. If you don't know what the Teamsters are, they're the ones who shot and killed, what's that famous corpse no one's ever found?
Jimmy Hoffa?
Yes. Jimmy Hoffa was part of the Teamsters Union.
Hey, he's
Oh,
over here.
That started that up in the United States. And they're the ones who basically killed him and got rid of his body somehow. And Teamsters are basically labor unions made up by employees. And management does not like them.
Right.
Because, you know, if you're part of a union, then a whole bunch of people are gonna quit if you don't make them happy.
Mm-hmm.
Management actually planned to terminate 60 union members in that hotel and replace them with non-union members. So,
As management is wont to do.
yeah, so, you know, the employees weren't too happy and thrilled.
Not a very high employee satisfaction rate.
Yeah, and actually, in the week before this arson, there were actually 3 smaller fires that happened in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
One was in a linen closet. One was in a pile of cardboard boxes in a storage unit.
Okay.
And one was in a roll of carpeting.
Okay.
On top of this, threatening letters were sent to executives at the hotel and upper management. Again, this is all in the week leading up to the arson. So, management added 30 security guards and lied to the guests who had gotten wind that there had been, like, you know, a couple of small fires in the hotel. They just said, no, none of that happened.
This is literally like a goddamn horror movie.
Yeah,
Travis, hello?
because you know they didn't tell the cops.
Continue
No, of course
forward,
not.
and
It's like,
you will
dude,
unlock
just
your
fucking
next ranked match.
Fucking tell the cops. Y'all have money. The cops will actually listen to you.
And only eternal damnation awaits if you lose. How are
You know, eternal damnation's like that threat's kind of losing its bite.
taking care of the blackheads on
When
your
you get told your whole life you're going to hell, you're just like, well, I'm gonna get a parking spot next to Satan.
Yeah, it's like it's like this has kind of lost its impact.
Yeah.
You've been slacking up a bit. You must maintain a steady tempo. Oui, you know what I mean, right?
Are you talking about sex?
To say this, but I am 1,800% positive that you will die here. But trust your force and head for the Garden of Madness.
All right, continue.
Okay. So obviously there's huge tension going on between management and employees.
Mm-hmm.
So desk clerks, taxi drivers, and local food stand workers actively told tourists in the area to stay away from the hotel.
Wow, people not even working for the hotel are like, listen, you're gonna want to stay away from there.
Yeah, and of course this is like a big time for the hotel to make money because this is the week, like right after Christmas leading up to New Year's.
Oh yeah.
So, the day of the fire.
Somebody was just really, really cold. That's the thing. Everybody thinks that it was a malicious fire set by the Union. In reality, a motherfucker was really cold.
I mean, you can believe that if you want.
Yes, it's like, you can believe that. We can also believe that, you know... We can also believe that... what's the name of that? We can also believe that... What is the goddamn name of that show?
I don't know!
The one that fucking Serenity. Firefly! We can also believe that Firefly is gonna get another season. It's good to pretend. It's good to want things.
Yeah.
You know, the soul-crushing despair of having your hopes dashed against the rocks it's character building.
Yeah.
At last. Doctor, it's time. Wake up!
Alright, this is not the direction I thought this was gonna be going in.
Wow.
I really thought we were gonna be dealing with, like, a serial killer thing. I was not expecting a Mad Max situation.
I'm going to lose the bowel control. You the 5th ranked guy?
No, that's the big brain right here.
I've been waiting for
We want to put his brain into the most powerful man in the world.
I'm ready
Goku?
whenever you are. All right then, here I come.
Boy, never thought I'd see the Snyder cut of Howl's Moving Castle.
Activating main engine.
Okay, yeah, I'm proud of that one.
that was good. That was good.
Check.
Cycle ratio 50%.
Cluster generator active.
Calculating coordinates.
Thermal protection on.
Cycle ratio.
Is it actually about to, like, shoot a laser at me?
I don't know.
Calculation complete. Leak detection system normal. Target acquisition 98%.
Main panel.
Oh yeah, this was in Puerto Rico, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it would have been hot. Yeah, so okay, yeah.
So there goes your theory.
Well, that's why it's called a theory. Maybe it was a demon. A dancing demon. Am I allowed to still make Buffy the Vampire Slayer references?
I don't know.
I feel like I can still make Buffy the Vampire Slayer references, because, like, you know, the actors in that were really good, and I think they deserve recognition. I'm about to get the shit kicked out of me.
What?
I beg your fucking pardon?
I am so confused. But I'm also the most invested in this game I've been.
Yeah, I'm actually, like, really happy about this. Oh, look, it's the Dexter guy.
Hi.
Fucking snatcher. I had him.
Goddamn kill stealer.
Dance with me, Travis. A katana. This is getting interesting. What do you go by? Henry. Henry? Your instincts serve you well. I don't know who you are or what you want, Sir Henry. Where are your manners? That was my kill, you naughty boy.
Any reason why we decided to go Irish there, Travis?
And don't hate me if
I don't
play
know.
a tad dirty.
Oh, he's mocking him.
Fine by
Okay.
me. After you.
Two idiots in the desert with jackets. Wow, I can't believe that actually. Okay. Alright, okay, cool. Alright, whatevs.
Stop right there! The
A
fight
bitch!
is over. Travis, you are now ranked 5th.
Haven't even. We're just getting started.
I feel cock-blocked.
I was about to say, don't give me murder blue balls.
Your opponent dies for whatever reason. According to the rules of conduct, it is your win.
That's fucked up. That's the stupidest rule I've ever heard. This guy's mine, and you just want me to let him go, bitch?
Rules are rules. You
Also,
can't
I'll blow the
have
rape whistle again if you come at me again.
But this dude says he wants to fight, and ain't nobody gonna stop him. This ass clown right here is.
Who?
Hey! He's gone! Mr. Sir Henry motherfucker, he just
Mr. Sir Henry motherfucker.
Save that aggression for your next match.
Who the hell was that guy?
What was any of this?
I don't know. I'm confused.
Okay then.
Alright, well, this was a thing.
Was it though?
Eh. Anyway.
Okay.
Alright, so anyway, so the day of.
Okay, the day of the fire. Less than 2 hours before the fire broke out, police were warned that there was a bomb threat in the hotel.
Police then proceeded to do jack fucking shit.
Okay, no.
No, these were rich people involved. Sorry, my mistake.
I was about to say.
Like, no, these were rich white people involved.
Exactly. They were sent to the hotel to investigate, but management told them the threat was unfounded and basically told them to get the fuck out.
Do you have a warrant? You do not have my consent to be in here. I do not consent to you searching this place. You must have a warrant. What crime have I committed? What crime has been committed? What crime have you witnessed? I have not done the thing that you accuse me of, sir. I am a free man on the land.
They pulled out their card that said sovereign citizen.
Like, actually?
No.
Okay, because I was like, yeah. I mean, you just said that with so much conviction and seriousness. I was like, well.
Nice work. You are on the fast track to the top. Keep it up, and good luck.
Okay, so, $400,000. All right. Okay, so,
okay. So the employee, Teamsters Union called... Kitty!
Teamsters Union, the union called in the kitties. And the kitties were like, I'm gonna back you good if you don't treat your workers with some dignity. According to the Workers' Right Act. Subsection 3, paraphrase 4.
You go to union jail. Wop.
Go to union jail, bonk.
So...
Oh yeah, by the way, quick reminder everyone, in about 2.5 hours, I'll be doing, Phasmo with, Minx, KG, and Dax. It's been the game's been updated, so it's, like, even harder now, so, you know, should be a good time.
We'll get to see those...
Speaking of disasters.
Get to see those idiots just flail and die.
Pretty much, yeah. Alright, continue.
So, the Employee Teamsters Union called a meeting in the ballroom that afternoon. Excuse me. Which concluded at 3 p.m. after 125 of them, the majority voted to have a strike at midnight.
Okay.
And this was December 31st.
Ah, we're gonna strike on into next year.
Yeah.
They literally were like, let's hold this, let's wait until next year, y'all.
Pretty much. And at this time, the hotel was at peak occupancy.
That is usually, honestly, if you are a hotel employee, that is the time to strike, is whenever peak occupancy. That's what they did, remember that one year we went to TwitchCon?
Yeah, that's what happened at TwitchCon.
Yeah, the not the last time we went to TwitchCon, but the time before that,
the first time.
one of the hotels that was really close by, they went on strike like the day that TwitchCon was to start, because they knew that was when they were going to be the busiest. Which honestly was a stroke. It was like, you know, it makes sense.
I mean, I still remember their chant.
All day, all night, we are workers on strike. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what ended up happening with that strike, actually, now that I think about it. But that is why, by the way, that is why you do not get a hotel right next to the convention hall.
No, you are.
It's why you do not do that.
So the hotel was at peak occupancy, meaning between 900 and 1,000 guests were inside.
Mm-hmm.
3 guys. Hector Escuardo Aponte, Jose Rivera Lopez, and Arnaldo Jimenez Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
They were the ones, they wanted to set the fire to scare off tourists from the hotel.
Feels like that would sort of defeat the purpose of the strike, because the idea is that you want to strike whenever the most people are there, so that way the hotel's under a much greater pressure to give in to your demands.
Yeah.
Just feels like you're shooting yourself in the foot by doing that.
Well, these guys kind of branched off from the unions because they were upset about this idea of just striking. They're like, no, we actually want to do something.
they were like, fuck the system, burn it all down.
Pretty much. Although it was an accident, according to them, on how big the fire got. We didn't mean for it to get that big. We just, at 3:30 p.m., put open cans of chafing fuel in a storage room full of new furniture right next to the ballroom on the ground floor.
Oh shit, the ground floor?
On the ground floor of this hotel.
No, I don't believe this bullshit. I think that they actually were trying to kill some people. Granted, you haven't told me the whole thing, but just my theory right now is I'm going to sit here and go, I think they were actually trying to kill some people. If you did not want to kill anyone, if you genuinely didn't want to hurt anyone, they would have set everything up at the top. That would have caused the least... that would have been, everybody would have had the greatest chance of getting out.
Yeah.
But you do it at the bottom, you risk pancaking that motherfucker.
Yeah, see, they... this storage room was full of furniture that was wrapped in plastic and stored in cardboard boxes.
That all burns! That all, super burns!
And, wait, there's more. A lot of the furniture were dressers that were mainly made from particle board and wood. That's just gonna burn, and it's gonna burn fast.
Yeah.
There were also some chairs and bedding in the storage room, which were made of synthetic petroleum-based material, which, whenever that shit is set on fire, makes poisonous smoke.
Ooh. This is like a Russian... Okay, this is like a Russian doll of suckage.
Yeah.
You know? Because, inside of this hotel, you've got all of these workers who are about to strike, who know all the safety protocols, but they're about to strike and walk the fuck out. Inside of that, you've got a shit ton of guests because, they're there to party and all that shit, and guest occupancy is at its peak. Inside of that, you've got a management that does not give a fuck and has had multiple bomb threats, but has just dismissed all of them, including asking the police to leave. And inside of that, you got 3 fucking dumb motherfuckers who wouldn't understand sensibility if it splatowned them right in the faces, setting fucking shaving cans and shit like that next to highly flammable shit, and they're about to start a goddamn fire.
Speaking of those 3 fuckfaces, so what had happened was 2 of them were in the storage room, setting this shit up and starting to light shit on fire, while one of them was just outside the ballroom, just outside the storage room, and they were inciting a fight to distract everyone.
Oh, even better!
Yeah, he was trying to incite a fight between the labor organizers, the head of the Teamsters unions. Yep. Yeah, this is some shit, my dude. So, they set the fire, that quickly grew big, and flashed over to quickly ignite the room enough that people outside the ballroom thought it was an explosion.
Damn.
Yeah, so this shit just fucking whoosh.
I need to know, did it kill the dumbasses setting the fire?
No.
Fuck my life, man! I don't get anything!
They do get arrested.
Still! Imagine how fucking hilarious that... At least there would have been a little bit of karmic retribution, alright, we're gonna set this fire, we're gonna do as much damage as possible, it's gonna be awesome, all of a sudden, whoosh!
So, the fire... the storage room was connected to the ballroom, and it moved into the ballroom, and the hot gases from having this group of people just have a meeting inside there just swept up, and the hot gases swept up the fire and the smoke up the grand staircase into the lobby.
Oh shit.
So it was a flash fire, just quickly moving room to room.
Yeah, that is
because again, petroleum-based synthetic fibers making poisonous smoke, polyboard and wood just igniting, whole bunch of plastic-wrapped furniture.
It was wrapped in plastic. It was not fantastic.
It was not.
And plus, this is Puerto Rico in the 80s, so you know that furniture is literally made out... literally, the inside of that furniture is nothing but cancer.
Yep.
Actual concentrated cancer is the padding inside of that furniture.
So, I told you that there's a huge casino on the floor above the lobby.
Right.
And the fire was being drawn into the lobby through the foyer and the ballroom. The fire was drawn to the casino by smoke eaters, which are devices that sucked smoke from cigarettes in the casino up to the ceiling to basically disperse it and get rid of it.
Right. Which, you know, I'm sure did... Which, yeah, whenever there's not a flash fire going on, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so these smoke eaters up on the ceiling of this casino were sucking in all of this fire and shit.
Right. And then it was going up even farther.
Yeah, it was going up. The casino was the side of the most casualties of what happened.
Yeah, that makes sense. It feels like the real danger here is just how rapidly the fire is traveling up the building.
Pretty much, because there were over 150 guests in the casino when this happened.
Oof. And then it happened, and then there was 150 matchstick heads in the casino.
But wait, there's more.
All right, Billy Mays.
Management had locked the emergency exit doors of the casino a few months before to prevent theft from the employees. The emergency exits in the casino were locked.
See, now that is some, like, terrifying shit. Because we've established in the last stream, I'm one of those people, when I walk into a building, the first thing I do is I'm like, alright, where the fuck are the emergency exits?
Yeah, the only way out of the casino was through a pair of inward opening doors. One single pair of inward opening doors.
Which has a whole bunch of people crushed up against it, which means that it can't inwardly open.
Yep.
Hmm.
So, some people actually leapt from the second story windows of the casino down to the pool deck.
That doesn't surprise me. I'd have done it too. I'd have been like, I'm risking it. I'm jumping for it.
Yeah, so there were a lot of injuries resulting from that. And of course, people died from smoke inhalation in the upper levels of the casino.
Right, because that's the shit. A lot of times when there's a fire, that's the shit that's going to get you before the fire is the smoke. Especially if it's like a high-rise fire, because smoke, like, flies upward. So, like, you could be 3 stories away from the fire, and that smoke will still get you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to lock emergency doors for this exact kind of fucking reason.
Hey, Zero Red Fox, how you doing?
Which I'm just like, okay, even if you're scared about theft and everything, you don't lock your emergency doors. You don't lock the only means of exit.
Under absolutely no circumstances do you lock emergency doors. If you're so worried about employee theft, put more cameras there.
Yeah. So, of course the fire is quickly traveling up the building, because it started on the ground fucking floor.
Yeah. Heat rises.
Yeah, people actually died riding the elevator to the lobby, because as soon as the doors opened, there was nothing but fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is also why you don't take the elevator.
Yeah, don't take the elevator in an emergency.
Yeah, whenever they say, in case of emergency, do not use the elevator, they actually do mean that. You got a buddy who's in a wheelchair, you're gonna have to grab a hold of him and say, alright buddy, strap in, lift him up onto them back wheels, and plow your way down those stairs. I'm not even joking.
Or you just piggyback your way down those stairs.
Or you, like, throw them on your back. You do something.
Yeah. So some people on the upper levels, because as I mentioned, there was a rooftop restaurant. They climbed up to the roof, where there was actually an improvised helicopter rescue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so Commonwealth Police, the Puerto Rico National Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard, the Navy, and just civilians who happen to have helicopters were basically swinging by to try and grab people.
Just like, hey, I'm coming. Swings in, grabs a few folks.
Yeah, and because they were, like, worried about the stability of the roof, since this was on a fucking burning building, they couldn't, like, fully land. So what they would do is they would hover a few feet above the roof, and they would have a co-pilot or someone just, like, lean out as far as they could with their hand out, grabbing people and pulling them on. So they were... And on helicopters, aside from the pilot and the co-pilot, there's really only like 2 more seats. They were cramming 5 more people in there trying to get as many out as they could.
Yeah, it's like, it's a slow flight anyway. I'm not too fussed about like, you know, stability. Let's just get them out of here.
Yeah, so they were either trying to drop them off like down on the ground, or they were dropping them off on the roofs of nearby buildings, so, just so they could get back and try to get more people.
Just somewhere.
And all of this happened in about the span of 12 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, this was some shit, my dude.
What do you think are the worst disasters? The ones that happen slowly or the ones that happen, like, instantaneously?
I think, personally, I believe that the ones that happen slower are worse just because you can see your inevitable demise coming.
Yeah.
And
like
all you can do is just sit there and think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd rather just go out really quickly.
Yeah,
At
it's
least
like the
with
people at the Tenerife airport disaster, the ones who were in the plane that had the top chopped off. I mean, they didn't know shit. They just had an airplane engine just coming at them immediately, killing them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, the fire department was dispatched at around 3:40, and like over 100 firefighters and at least 35 ambulances were coming onto the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So this was 3:40, about 10 minutes after this had started happening and everything.
Right. Where did my mini-map go? Why did that go away?
I don't know. The fire was thankfully extinguished within about 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, black smoke, because again, synthetic fibers, deadly poisonous gas, all of that was coming out throughout the rest of the night and into the morning.
Great.
So, in total, 96 people died from the fire, and over 140 of them were injured. A whole bunch of people really couldn't be identified because they were burned beyond recognition along with any personal items they had on them.
Oh. That sucks.
Yeah, only a small percentage were able to be identified. And so there were 84 bodies in the casino. There were 5 of them in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them in one of the elevators. And 2 had died jumping outside to the poolside bar.
Okay.
So the investigation as to
Oh boy, here comes the fun part.
So, OSHA found 25 safety violations, including lack of emergency exits in the casino, which I would contest. I'm like, no, excuse me, there were emergency exits in the casinos, they were just locked.
Yeah, it's like I feel like we should be as precise as possible about this. No risk of disingenuousness.
Yeah. But I mean, their reasoning was like, hey, at least 84 people died just from the emergency exit thing alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, that's fair. So, FBI San Juan and the ATF, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, they investigated the cause and the suspects, i.e. the 3 fuckwads who started everything.
Who all survived this, by the way?
Huh?
They all survived?
Yeah, those 3, they survived it.
There is no such thing as karma.
I thought you were gonna say there's no such thing as God. I was gonna be like, whoa, that's my stance, thank you very much.
I can't really go that far, you know, as somebody who actually does believe in God, so, you know.
Travis, welcome.
So, the Teamsters Union denied any involvement, and they offered $15,000 as a reward for anyone who came forward with information.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, fuck it, I guess.
I mean, I can understand their mindsets, like, we have got to distance ourselves as much as possible from this.
Yeah.
And make it very, very clear that we had nothing to do with this.
Yeah. So, and in April 1987, the 3 men pled guilty, and their explanation was they wanted to put pressure on the hotel management to settle with the union demands.
But in what they were planning on doing, okay, so according to them, they were just setting a little fire to scare off some customers, right? That was their...
Yeah, it was like to scare people away from the hotel.
Yeah, that was their bullshit, okay? But, again, I reiterate, and I feel like this is really important to understand, in doing so, they actually, if it had worked out the way that they intended for it to work out, then they would have ended up actually hurting the union.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of why the union was doing it at the time they were doing it was because it was peak season and you had all of these cranky guests.
Okay. Bird.
Yes.
You are questioning the long game thinking of people who decided, yeah, we're gonna start this small controlled fire in a storage room full of plastic wrapped furniture.
I mean, I'm just saying that I don't believe for 1 second that they didn't intend to do a lot of damage. I think that they just wanted to burn shit down. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I genuinely believe that, at the risk of sounding a little bit, I'm gonna go a little bit George W. Bush on this, but genuine, honest to God truth, I do believe this to be an intended act of terrorism.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying is tied to, like, certain, I don't mean, like, organized terrorism. I mean, these three chuckle fucks wanted to do something that would have caused a lot of harm to a lot of people. I genuinely believe that.
Yeah. So, Rivera Lopez, he said he was the one who told the others to start the fire. Aponte said, we only intended to start a small fire.
And then the third one just started singing We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel.
Sure. So all three were convicted of murder. Escuado, Aponte, and Rivera Lopez got 99 years, while Jimenez de Rivera got 75 years. You wanna know the best part?
What?
Jimenez and Lopez got released from prison in 2001 and 2002. Aponte is still in prison, but two of these chuckle fucks are just walking around.
Great.
Yeah. So lawsuits.
Yeah, let's start talking about that money, baby.
So, it's interesting. This case was actually lumped into a huge amalgamation of liability cases, including the MGM...
It was like a Frankenstein.
Yeah, pretty much. The MGM Grand Hotel fire in Vegas and the New York Stouffer's Hotel fire. So, listen to this. There were over 2,300 plaintiffs in total filing 264 separate lawsuits against 230 different defendants, wanting a total of $1.8 billion in damages.
Okay.
So yeah, this was a huge amalgamation of like a bunch of cases put together. The lawsuits were broken up into two phases. It's very complicated. I read all of it, but I was still so confused by the end of it. I'm sorry, guys.
That is usually how it goes with legal shit.
Basically, instead of the $1.8 billion that they wanted in damages, it only came out to $210 million paid out.
Okay.
And the giant two-parter lawsuit ended up with over 1 million documents being recorded for it. Which, if you don't know anything about, like, lawyers and court and shit, that's a lot of documentation.
Yeah. Very true.
Alright, so the aftermath and the wrap-up. So we finally got some good fire safety protocols put into place 4 years after this bullshit went down. Because, again, the court case and shit were still going on. The fire safety laws were implemented with the building codes. Basically, you have to absolutely have these before your building will be approved for business.
Okay.
So, that's how they ensured that people fucking followed them.
Yeah.
The hotel closed in June of 1989 as part of settlement claims. And the shell of the building was bought in October of 1992 for $130 million and was rebranded by the Marriott hotel chain.
Oh, goody.
That hotel opened on February 16th, 1995 as the San Juan Resort and Casino, and you can still go there today.
You know, just, you can go there, check out the sights, enjoy some nice barbecue, don't really think about where it's coming from.
Yep. So that is the Dupont Plaza Hotel arson case.
That's... Alright, so, what have we learned here today?
Teamsters, unions... I don't want to say they're bullshit, because they can be useful. Don't let chuckle fucks into your unions.
Yeah, you let them run your unions. I think the lesson that we can take from this is those 3 motherfuckers totally intended to kill people. And you will not be able to convince me otherwise. I don't give a fuck what they said to the cops.
And only one of them is still sitting in prison.
Yeah. So, the lesson here is the one that we already know, which is there is no such thing as justice.
Yeah.
What a shitty fucking... Ugh. Fuck that noise.
Just, ugh.
Yeah, just what a shitty fucking ugh. Exactly, Travis. I got so mad, I got so mad I crashed my bike. That's how pissed off I got just then.
I actually also downloaded some pictures for the 2 cases, and I will go ahead and put them in the chat in the Discord.
You're not in our Discord, why not? What's wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Why are you being like this?
Why?
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 Why? Why? Right.
Ugh. That's just...
It's some bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Like, you know, they're trying to, oh, we didn't mean to hurt anybody. It's like, you literally... The only way that this could have been even more perfect of a, like, a more perfect storm would have been if you had poured kerosene all over everything. Which, for all I know, maybe you did! Like, it was, like, that fire was so perfectly positioned to take out as many people as possible.
Panda Marriott hotel chains bought the shell and reopened it as a new casino that you can still go to today. It's not a Wendy's. God, I wish it was a Wendy's.
Yeah, sir, this is a Wendy's. I go over there, I start ranting about intentional terroristic attacks and how people either will readily admit to being complete fucking idiots, or they'll have to admit to being murderers, and just, it's like, which one would be the best one? And then the guy behind the counter goes, sir or ma'am, whatever you are, this is a Wendy's.
Oh, I forgot her poll was still up.
Oh.
Our poll all the way back from Catherine.
Well, that's alright, I'll take that down later. It's fine.
You say that, but I don't think you will.
Probably not, because I'm lazy lately. I'm going through some shit, y'all.
How do you think I feel? I'm on new antipsychotics.
That's true.
We're all going through some shit.
Yeah, everybody going through some shit, man.
I just happened to clean the house and then apparently get no fucking recognition from it.
I thank you for cleaning the house.
No, not you, our uncle.
Oh, yeah. Why, what did he say?
Okay, so the thing about bitching about being told to clean shit, when did he say that to Grandma? When did he say that?
I don't know. Apparently right before she left on her little trip.
This trip?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No? Why? What did he tell you? So our uncle went to because whenever Grandma goes on trips, normally, you know, before I got a big girl job, I would handle taking care of the place, and I'd just, like, look at both Kayla and our uncle and be like, alright, you do this and you do this. And that's usually how we've not really been able to do that, though, because I work a lot more.
Yeah.
So.
She got the big boy job.
Yeah, basically. So, like, I've been paying for supper and Kayla's been cooking. That's essentially how it's been going right now.
Yeah.
And then, before Grandma left on this last trip, she told me that apparently our uncle had gone to her and been like, can you tell her, me, like, can you tell her not to boss me around, but, like, if she asks me to do something, I'll do it. And I'm like, well, if I don't tell you to do it, you're not gonna do it, so, you know. But he's the same guy who, like, anytime I ask him to do something, he, like, walks away and starts muttering, bitch, 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 bitch. And I'm like, it makes me want to slap the shit out of him. So
basically what's been happening is I clean everything.
Yeah, that's basically what's been happening.
I've been trying to use my OCD as a force for good, and He's like, hey, I noticed you did this. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I'm just like, bitch, I did not do it for you. I did it because my mind literally will not let me sleep unless it's handled.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking I'm doing him, like, fucking favors and shit.
Oh, Travis.
Slap the man out of... I can't right now because I'm fucking tired all the time.
Same. Are you on new antipsychotics?
No, I just work.
Oh, you're making more money than anybody else in the house.
That's true.
May you
Anyway,
for part?
what else do we want to talk about?
I don't know. I kind of only had those two things.
Yeah, well then, I guess we could discuss the, if you want to do some quick Wikipediaing, because, you know, that's always fun. You can always read from Wikipedia. We could talk about the time that the Russians put a screen door on a submarine.
What?
It's an episode of, well, There's Your Problem. I can't remember what exactly the name of the submarine was, but it was the submarine that, they had, and then, like, some shit went really bad on it, and basically that entire submarine crew died, and most of them died in a very horrific way, because they suffocated to death. It's pretty bad.
When did the Russians put a screen door on a submarine?
Well, they didn't actually put a screen door in a submarine, it's just that by the time they recovered the submarine, it basically looked like there'd been a screen door put on it. Because basically the whole front of it, like, got ripped off.
The Russian submarine Kursk?
Yes, Kursk, that's the name of it.
Okay. Oh, there's a 2018 film about it.
Oh, man, I was about to say, no, we're not gonna... Well, I'm not gonna watch that. I actually really don't like disaster movies. They're just not my thing. I don't like the thought of death coming, you know?
I don't know, you're speaking to someone who absolutely adores watching, like, true crime, disasters.
You know, true crime doesn't bother me all that much, and I don't mind, like... God damn it. I don't mind, like, podcasts describing what took place. I just have a hard time, like, watching it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I get really empathetic towards the people screaming.
So, you can't watch Titanic?
Yeah, actually, legitimately, I can't watch Titanic. I can't watch Titanic. I have a hard time watching the Pearl Harbor scene in Pearl Harbor. I'm being completely serious, y'all. I have, like, my level of empathy is such to the point that I can't watch disaster movies because I start feeling sympathy for the people running away in terror. But at the same time, I can totally watch a horror movie, no problem. It's really fucking weird.
I think for you, the disconnect is easier in a horror movie because you know that they're actors and they're playing characters. But for, like, disaster movies and shit, like, if they're based on real people who actually died, that's where you get your biggest load of sympathy from. Because you're like, oh, these are actual people.
Yeah, like, these are meant to portray actual human beings who, like, experience this. I kind of get into that mindset. It's like it's why whenever Kayla mentions some disastrous thing, and she's like, and this many people died, and I go, Jesus fucking Christ. It's because all I can think about, like, I can hear them in my head screaming in terror. It's actually really, really, like, harrowing sometimes, not gonna lie.
You know, for as much of a bitch as you portray yourself to be, you're actually a very empathetic person.
I actually am an extremely empathetic, human being.
She is. Meanwhile, I just love watching disasters, so...
Yeah.
I guess...
Like I said, I can listen to it. I can listen to it being talked about. It's just harder for me to watch it.
Yeah. I get that.
I couldn't watch 2021, because I was like, fuck no, I ain't doing that shit. All I'll be able to
You
think
mean
about
2012?
Or yeah, 2012, that's right. I can't watch 2021 either. I can't wait to, because it's just turning into a bigger and bigger disaster. But I couldn't watch 2012 either because, like, you know, whenever I see that, like, all that destruction and people are like, oh, that's so cool, all I can think about is, like, my mind immediately goes to, like, parents sprinting away, clutching their crying children.
Yeah.
Who don't understand what's going on. You know, like, that's the kind of shit I think about.
See, I couldn't watch it because it's Roland Emmerich.
I mean, that's fair, too. But just to use an example, that's the kind of shit I can't really I have a hard time with that stuff.
Yeah, I gotcha. I guess my mind makes. Okay, did you just?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm gonna need you to not worry about it.
My mind makes enough of a disconnect.
I guess so.
That I just fucking adore this shit. Check the 1985 Puerto Rico floods in Wikipedia.
We'll have to check that out. Okay, let's do the Kursk submarine disaster
after this.
Yeah.
Rank is 4th.
Who is it? But come to think of it, it doesn't really matter, does it?
I am sending you a ticket for a show. Look nice. Let's go together. Number 4 will be there.
A show? Wait. This is a date, right?
Yes, Travis, it's a fucking date.
Why else would I be getting an oil rub?
What? What did you say? Someone's rubbing you down?
I'll see you later.
Is this against the TOS?
No. It's not, legit. As long as nudity is not the sole focus of the entire game, it's fine. Minx and I have had extensive conversations about this.
I don't doubt it.
Okay, anyway, so, the Kursk submarine disaster. Y'all, enjoy this shit, because holy fuck.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, you talking to James?
I had to... This is how much of a bad girlfriend I am. I need to set a reminder on my phone to text my boyfriend once a day because I will literally just forget and not talk to him for days on end.
Jesus Christ. I mean, even if Ashley and I can't, get onto Discord and talk to each other, which can happen sometimes because I'm tired and she's got to work or, vice versa. Even then, we'll still, text.
I guess it's just because I'm also the kind of person who I will sit in my bedroom for hours and hours and hours on end and not say a word and be completely okay and not notice.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do is, whenever Ashley and I are on Discord together is, or whenever we're hanging out together, is just kind of, just be near her. I don't even really need to talk. She'll play a game and I'll play a game and we'll just be, cuddled together and I, don't feel the need to say anything.
I mean, I get that. I'm just a different kind of person. I'm more of a lone wolf.
Okay. Dear Travis, do you know what that is? It's a platinum ticket. Reserved seating. Go and give the performance of your life. You can do this.
At.
Swirly eyes.
Close the fucking door!
He closes it. See?
I didn't hear a door being closed. And I certainly did not hear a lock being locked.
You worry too much. Anyway, submarine disaster.
Submarine disaster!
This is a pretty good one, actually.
Oh, wow. This was as soon as August 12th, 2000.
Oh, yeah. This is very, very recent. Well, since time immemorial, man has wanted to go slightly below the surface of the water and still be able to breathe.
Not me.
Yeah, except this one beside me.
I'll just say, if man were meant to be in the ocean that much, he'd give us gills.
We did have gills at one point.
Shut up.
So like Ben Shapiro whenever he actually finds some facts and laws, he's like, shut up. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass for this wet ass P word. I love how he just like mutters the P word part. Like he's just so embarrassed to say it. I'm like, come
you
on.
have sisters and you're married.
I know, right? It's like, dude. I asked for a ham sub, but I got tuna. Submarine disaster. Okay.
Whatever. I can go for a sub right now.
Yeah.
Got him.
Alright, so, let us begin.
Okay. So, Persik was a Russian submarine ship that was nuclear powered.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Off to a great start.
Well, you see, the thing is, the thing that often stymies a lot of engineers, especially whenever it comes to submarine and power, is how are you gonna power it, you know? Because we, for example, rely a lot on, say, like, fossil fuels and shit. That's kind of our big thing. And the problem is, fossil fuels...
You know,
yeah, well, that is one of the big problems. But another problem is, so you know how, like, your car is powered by gas, but your car is a fucking tailpipe where dark smoke shit comes out of?
like burning synthetic furniture?
Yeah, it's got to vent it out someplace, and that's kind of hard to do underwater. One of the earliest, quote-unquote, working submarines that was not powered... Well, actually, one of the original, quote-unquote, working submarines was actually back during the Civil War. And it was a wooden submarine that was powered by the crew basically turning hand cranks to propel it through the water. And I'm not joking. And so what they would do is they would, like, they were designing them. This was the Confederacy, by the way. They designed them so that they could, like, kind of hand crank them in the direction that they needed to go. And then, like, this, a sort of a torpedo, like this little, be like, essentially like this brick with explosives on it, would detach and, you know, strike the ship and, destroy it. Or sink it, you know? And it was actually successful. Would you like to know how successful?
How?
They took down one boat.
I am legitimately surprised to hear that.
Yeah, they did actually take down one boat. I can't remember what the name of it was, but they did take down one boat doing this. Every other submarine, however, and I'm pretty sure the submarine that took down that one boat killed its entire crew, though. Basically, the Confederacy is just a long story of just one big fucking jack-off. Basically, yeah. And then the second way to do it was, this was in, like, I think World War I, World War II, like that area. They tried using, like, steam engines and all that shit, but again, you gotta vent all that fossil fuel shit. And so what they would do is they would just kind of, like, come to the surface to vent out so that they could, like, you know, power up the submarine. And just kind of, I guess, just hope that the Germans didn't notice. I guess that was the plan. Just hope that the Germans are just like, oh, look at that. Ow. Leave me alone. I hope the Germans would be like, oh, look at that. The nearest beluga is having a cigar. I guess that was their plan. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay,
What is the goddamn charging button?
I don't know.
I forgot.
Oh, look, Hans, Avail!
Oh, look, Hans, Avail. It is having a smoke. Yes, I know that I need energy, but I can't remember what the button is. There we go.
There you go.
Alright, fuck you, man. I'm about to fuck your shit up now.
See, I'm gonna tell you now, the episode of, well, There's Your Problem That's About This, I have not watched that.
Yeah,
Only
it's
you
really
have.
good. Yeah, it's really good. So another option that we have is let's fucking split an atom to power our submarines.
I mean, what else do you do with a split atom?
Yeah, you know. And who
Legit,
better?
what do you do with a split atom? I honestly do not know.
According to the Russians, you kill people.
Well, I mean, that's every answer for the Russians. Is Gedwin still gone?
Yeah. Is that the great lord of the lock? It is real. It is a smoking problem. That went a little more French than it was.
I was about to say, that is French.
So, yeah. Anyway,
Und it smokes a pipe.
God damn it. Board by board. Molecule by molecule. Atom by atom. Oh, shit. So, yeah, we have a nuclear-powered submarine, and it is Russian. This is gonna go great.
already sounds just fan-fucking-tastic.
It's gonna be This is gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
What is going on?
Oh, we're having that suit of 5-1 change things around deal, I guess.
Okay. Galaga! It's legally distinct enough.
The best kind of distinct. So anyway,
on the morning of August 12th, 2000, the Kursic was participating in the Summer X exercise, which is a large-scale naval exercise, and it was the first one planned by the Russian Navy in more than a decade. So we're already off to a great start.
Yep.
It was the first one since the fall of the Soviet Union. Fantastic. It consisted of 30 ships and 3 submarines. Fantastic all around so far. The Kursic had actually recently won a citation for its excellent performance and been recognized as having the best submarine crew on the Northern Fleet.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, so it was everything else that went wrong, not the crew?
I mean, the crew was a genuinely good crew, and it was run by the captain was actually quite young, but he had been promoted many, many times for his just bravery, valor, and his abilities.
And then this happened.
Pretty much, yeah.
By the way, this makes me think that Yandere Dev wants to be Suda 51.
Maybe.
You cannot be Suda 51, Yandere Dev. There's only one Suda 51.
No, not with that attitude. So yeah, actually, genuinely a pretty good submarine crew.
Okay.
Oh, at least as far as Russian submarine crews go, they were not like overly experienced, but like they knew what they were doing.
They were. I've never seen Hunt for Red October. I assume they're like Sean Connery levels of good or something.
I've never seen Hunt for Red October either, so...
I've never seen... I don't even know if it's a Russian ship or if they're hunting a Russian ship. I don't know. Anyway. So even though it was a military exercise, the Kursic was loaded full of conventional combat weapons. It was one of the few submarines authorized to carry a combat load at all times. I don't think Bird does know his power-ups.
I know there's power-ups, I just... Oh, that's what the bouncing thing is? I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Let's see... They had a lot of cruise missiles and anti-submarine missiles. Kursic had a mythic standing. It was reportedly unsinkable. And there were claims.
Oh, don't you love it when they say unsinkable?
The second you declare something unsinkable, that bitch is going in the water.
It's like a challenge to God at that point, you know.
If you call it unsinkable, it will make its home on the ocean floor at some point. It's just how it's intended to go. What the fuck is going on?
Don't worry about it.
I'm so confused.
Me too.
Basically, it was unsinkable. It could, and there were claims it could withstand a hit from a torpedo.
Right.
At 8:51 local time, Kursic requested permission to conduct a torpedo training launch and received the response "Throbo," which is good.
Yeah, like go for it.
After considerable delay, the submarine was set to fire 2 dummy torpedoes. And at 11:29 local time, the torpedo room crew loaded the first practice torpedo without a warhead into Kursic's number 4 torpedo tube on the starboard side. At 11:29:34, you know it's bad when they got exact seconds.
Yeah, when you got exact time frame, it's like, oh shit.
Seismic detectors on the Norwegian Seismic Array and other locations around the world recorded a seismic event that came to a magnitude of 1.5 on the Richter scale. Great. And a second one happened at 11:31:48, 2 minutes and 14 seconds after the first, and measured 4.2 on the Richter scale.
Right.
This was detected as far away as Alaska and the equivalent of 2 to 3 tons of TNT. Jesus fucking Christ.
Mm-hmm. This thing just like went poof.
Yeah. An official investigated an official investigation.
Hmm?
You have to spell out ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I was about to say that's just the golden rule. You have to spell out ass. Official investigation concluded as the crew of the Kursk were preparing to load this torpedo, a faulty weld in its casing leaked high-test peroxide, causing the torpedo's kerosene fuel to explode. Jesus Christ!
Yep. Now, the explosion, as I recall, was so intense that the ones who were caught up in it, one of them actually, like pancaked up into the wall like fucking Looney Tunes from the force of the blast.
He Wile E. Coyote'd?
Essentially, he Wile E. Coyote'd, yeah. But this is one of those instances where you kind of wish you had died in the initial thing. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'd imagine so.
This is gonna be one of those instances where you really wish you'd been taken out early on. Do I gotta play Galaga again? Because I don't want to play Galaga again.
You can do this.
Galaga's fun.
Almost to the next
That wasn't
rank.
fun. I didn't like it.
Winners proceed to the 4th rank. Losers will also proceed.
To hell, yes, I know.
Circle of hell. But you and I, Travis, we are going to paradise together. Take me by the hand and show me a world of drama and passion, one that I have never known before.
Really weird.
To hit the bathroom first. As soon as you are ready.
I thought you were
to
supposed to
come
be
for
after
me,
you have sex.
Don't leave me waiting.
Yes.
Today, little Sylvia has done herself up quite well, I must say. My skin is so silky and smooth. Quote, charisma makeup artiste from Japan gave me like the most incredible color gradation.
Don't say like, honey.
I really hate how she says dondaki, like some stupid bimbo. And will you look at that? Today you are going to win with 2,000% certainty.
Oh, now all of a sudden it's like you're gonna win. Like, oh, okay.
Together, you and me, coming right up. A promise is a promise.
Please stop
Trust
talking.
your force, Travis.
Please shut up.
Head for the
I am
garden
so
of
over you.
Yeah, I actually would like for you
It
to
does
stop
not
talking.
matter how good your tits look if a personality kills it for me.
Okay, so we've had our initial explosion, and like I said, it's one of those situations where you really wish you had died in the initial explosion.
Yes, this explosion blew off both the inner and outer tube doors, ignited a fire, destroyed the bulkhead between the first and second compartments, damaged the control room in the second compartment, and incapacitated or killed the control room crew.
Which is only a part of the whole crew, is the thing.
Oh,
it's about to get worse.
The torpedo manufacturer challenged this hypothesis, insisting that its design would prevent the kind of event even described. Yes, an anarchist blew it up.
Yeah, basically, oh my god, we're back at the anarchist thing. And anarchists fucking blew it up. Anarchists, man, they're blowing up Russian submarines and molasses.
So, 2 minutes and 15 seconds after the initial blast, the sub had reached the seafloor, with the intense initial fire triggered the detonation of between 5 and 7 torpedo warheads. Oh my god!
Yep. And now it's sitting on the bottom of the ocean.
Well, pieces of it are, I assume.
Just enough for some people to still be alive.
Are you serious?
People were still alive by this point.
Oh!
Yeah!
Hurry, the show's about to start.
Someone left a shaving foam can in the torpedo room.
Of course I am excited, but I am most excited being with you.
Whoa, you're serious? I wouldn't do that if I were you. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm packing heat, baby.
Wow.
Alright, theater time. And now we're locked in. Great. Where are those emergency exits?
Ladies and gentlemen, and all killers out there, welcome to Harvey Volodyarsky's Magic Freak Show of the century. It'll be a killer night, so let's get started.
Oh, goody.
It's showtime! Ha-ha!
Oh my!
Quiet, quiet, please. What do you know? It's
Tommy was so still getting work.
program.
I mean, if you follow him on Instagram, Jesus Christ.
You, ladies
That man's fucking crazy.
He is!
So
Again, I follow him on Instagram.
even get lucky. Now, one of you lucky people will be chosen to be up here with me. Who's it gonna be? The lucky person is you.
Wow, Travis. This is your lucky night.
How old is he been? Tommy Wiseau does not age. He exists outside of, like, the confines of space and time.
Yeah, they're...
Come on, no need to be shy. Congratulations, you.
Yeah, like, no one knows his real age.
Tell the audience your name.
Yeah.
Travis Touchdown.
He's at least between 50 and
It's a
60.
good name, don't you think?
It's a fine name indeed. You have your parents to thank for that.
My parents are dead.
Alright, Batman.
Touchy subject. A question that should not be touched upon.
That's okay. Really, it is.
Because I killed them.
Yeah, it's like, I was the one who killed him, so don't worry about it.
To your hopes and don't give up, my nasty little boy.
Oh my.
Don't call me
I'll
that.
remember that.
So you came to
Travis.
enjoy the show?
Damn right I did.
Like,
I was really looking forward to this.
That is a
It's the
prop
last
used for
show,
sex.
right?
yeah, first off that, but also, you know this guy's the one you're supposed to fight, right?
Oh, you heard me right.
He's distracted by the boner.
You're gonna die tonight.
He says as he's, like, tied up.
Can't. Let's close the curtains.
I hope you aren't being serious. That would be a pity. We still have the main event to unveil.
Playtime is over.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You're tied up, dude. Like,
showtime!
I don't know what you're planning on doing.
Hey, I saw this on Chris Angel.
I saw this in Phantasmagoria.
On to the grand finale. Now this is entertainment.
Ha!
How did he? Okay.
Killing time.
Okay, cool.
It's
Neat.
a Suda 51 game, just let it go.
Yeah. Bird, how good are you at button mashing? You know.
It's magic.
I guess we gonna learn, son.
So anyway,
It's magic.
So, fell to the seafloor, and just immediately every other warhead. Because again, this thing was licensed to have a full weapon capacity.
It's magic.
Just blew up
yep.
2 to 3 tons of TNT before
Watch this.
Phantasmagoria. Now there's a full name I haven't heard in decades.
Yes, there's a name I ain't heard in years.
It's been 84 years.
Check it out.
Alright, let's see.
It's magic.
It collapsed the bulkheads between the first 3 compartments and all the decks, tore a large hole in the hull, destroyed compartment 4, and killed everyone still alive forward of the nuclear reactor in the 5th compartment.
Check it out.
Forward of the 5th compartment, so everybody behind the 5th compartment, by the way, is still alive.
The nuclear reactor shut down safely.
Oh, goody! At least Russia learned one thing from Chernobyl.
So 23 sailors in the 6th through 9th compartments, they reached refuge in the small 9th compartment and survived for more than 6 hours
Yes, they did.
on the seabed
They believe that they could have survived from anything between 6 hours to 3 days.
As oxygen ran low, crew members attempted to replace a potassium superoxide chemical oxygen cartridge, which accidentally fell into the oily seawater and exploded on contact.
Yeah, see, so here's the thing. The way that those canisters work is basically like you pop the tab. It looks actually like a genuine canteen. It's a very Russian-looking. I highly recommend looking this up, y'all. It's a very Russian. Like Kayla, if you want to like look up what they're describing, it's a very Russian-looking thing. And basically, you got to pop the tab, and then whenever you pop the tab, the gases that are inside interact and essentially create oxygen as a result, right? So it's chemistry. And we just love chemistry, everybody. Well, the problem is, like, you know, whenever you're handing, it's dark. We're at the bottom of the seafloor. It's dark. There is oily water everywhere. We're kind of knee-deep in that shit. And, yeah, like Kayla said, it's slippery and it's dark. And, so, you know, you gotta hand off that canister to somebody. And then when it slips through your fingers and it makes contact with the oily water, yeah, there's a flash fire. So on the plus side, also it's very cold, so like your fingers are numb by this point because it's very cold.
Yeah.
So on the plus side, you've solved the light problem and you solved the cold problem. So, you know, you got that going for you.
I also put a picture of what this looks like in the chat.
Does that not look like the most Russian-looking thing ever?
I'm just like, is that where Russians get their heat at?
Yeah, you would think that. It looks like a flask, you know?
What is going on?
The dude's fucking with my perception.
Is this the Mysterio fight from Spider-Man 2?
Kind of. So, yeah, you've solved, like I said, you've solved for a brief amount of time, you have solved both the light problem and the cold problem. And, again, though, remember when I said that these sailors were actually pretty decent? Yeah, flash fire would have also solved that oxygen problem.
Speaking of flash fire!
Yeah, so, yeah, speaking of flash fire. So remember whenever I said that the sailors were relatively, skilled? Like, you know, they're like not the best in the world, but they were like, they had some seasoning on them, basically. Remember when I said that?
Yeah.
So whenever a flash fire first occurs, and you are standing about up to your knees in water, what do you do?
Hunker down and get in the water?
You dive under the water. That is like your immediate,
That's my immediate response.
Yeah, in that circumstance, that is exactly what you do to escape the fire. But see, there's a problem.
That water's filled with oil, isn't it?
Oh shit, I died. That's a problem as well. Well, it's not necessarily the oil, it's the fact that there has just been a flash fire. Which sucks, and the reason why it's a flash fire is because it sucks up all the oxygen. So you come up out of the water, and
There's
you're
no
suffocating.
oxygen.
Yeah, and you're slowly suffocating.
Jesus!
Again, it's one of those instances where you want to die in the initial blast.
Yeah, it said the resulting fire killed several crew members and triggered a flash fire that consumed the remaining oxygen, suffocating the remaining survivors.
And that's... Yep. By the way, while all of this is going on, the Russians know something's up, right?
They know something's up and they are deliberately hiding it.
Exactly.
They censored and sanitized video coverage for Russian audiences, but it was leaked to international media.
Yep, basically. And so, so, you know, we're kind of also in a situation where, so, like, everything's being censored, but, you know, there is still a family that, knows that that their family members are, you know, on this ship.
Yeah, in the uncensored version, in the Snyder Cut, There is a distraught wife and mother being forcibly sedated before being removed from the meeting where they saw the footage of what happened.
Right. And see, when I say meeting, I mean they basically gave it to Putin really, really hard about, like, what the fuck happened? Why did you keep this a secret? Why didn't you save? Also, I do want to emphasize,
Putin was just elected.
Yeah, Putin was just elected. He often reports that this was, like, the worst experience of his life. Was, you know, being yelled at by a bunch of Russian mothers. Thus lending credence to the idea that there ain't no angry like Russian mama angry. It's just so...
I need to ask Edwin for clarification.
Yeah. So, so that's kind of the situation that Putin had found himself in. Also, the thing is, this submarine crew, while they did know, like, they were pretty talented at what they were doing, they had a young captain and everything else, the submarine crew themselves were also quite young. Like, ridiculous, like way younger than they needed to be, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah. So a lot of very young people. And these are young men, new in the military. They still have their moms. Their parents are still around, you know. This is like, we're doing full all quiet on the Western Front with this shit. And, the Russian government just censors, like, they basically are like, oh no, there's nothing wrong. And then it's like, okay, well, there's a little something wrong, but it's not bad. And then it becomes, okay, well, there is something bad wrong, but it's not our fault. And, like, that's basically how it all goes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, good job on kicking, Discount Chris Angel's ass.
Thank you. Oh, I like that. That nice, little, that's that little, boomerang move. Oh man, we just like fucked his vision up.
Honey! Oh wow, they turned on him pretty quick.
I mean, like, they follow the rules. Whoever loses, they must die. They follow the rules.
Okay.
So, they did actually try to, they sent out word that they needed rescue, right?
Yeah.
Is that mentioned in here?
Let me see. Okay, so I see that...
The name is Travis Touchdown. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show.
If you didn't, you can suck my dick.
Thank you for coming this evening. As a result, Travis Touchdown is now ranked 4th place.
And the show will go on. I hope to see you all again soon. And have a good night.
Yeah, and also, if you did like it, you can also suck my dick, please.
Please?
Yeah, you get a please if you did like it.
So, it says that...
Oh, they're kissing now. Okay, that's happening. Alright, well. Alright.
The crew of the nearby submarine Karelia detected the explosion, but the captain assumed it was part of the exercise.
Yes. Initially, they did think that this was just part of the exercise. It wasn't until the young captain sent out a distress signal, which was actually pretty quick. Like I said, the young captain was actually a very skilled captain. Also, you can read a note that he wrote before, like at the very start of it, and it's kind of like a little bit freaky, not gonna lie. Yeah. He's at that stage where he's still calm, and it's not quite sunk in exactly what's, you know, just how much of the shit they are in. So you can actually read his note online.
I don't think I want to.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not, like, awful, but it's also just, like, you know, also, you know, I love my family and all that stuff, so, you know, that kind of stuff.
I'm calling to let you know that the video you returned was a copy of one of our video titles. The best of raunchy amateur interviews, too? You didn't seem to copy the whole tape, though. It ended 2 minutes into the middle of the first interview. Anyway, please be sure to return the original tape you borrowed. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Touchdown. Are you on the throne again?
Always.
Please wire us the money now.
See, they said please.
And then they said now. Alright, $450,000. So yeah, so now we've got a rescue operation going on.
Let me see.
Your little kitty.
Okay. Aboard the Piotr Velikike. Something. Aboard the Colossus.
Yeah.
The target of the practice launch, the crew detected a hydroacoustic signal characteristic of an underwater explosion and felt their hull shudder. They reported the phenomenon to fleet headquarters, but the report was ignored. Jesus!
Yep. Just completely, they're just like, I'm sure it's fine. Just some crazy kids getting up to some silliness in their military drills and exercises and such.
Scheduled time for the Kursk to complete the practice torpedo firing expired at 1:30 p.m. without any contact from the sub.
Yep.
Accustomed to the frequent failure of communications equipment, which that's a problem in and of itself, Fleet Commander Admiral Popov, that's just what I'm gonna say, aboard the Colossus was not initially alarmed.
You want that, right?
The ship dispatched a helicopter to look for Kursk, but was unable to locate the sub on the surface. It's a submarine.
Yeah, I know. It's like, we can't find the submarine above water. And just, like, they're Morse coding this shit because of how bad their communication is. It's 2000, by the way, y'all.
2000.
They're, like, we're in the current year argument. This is very, very recent. This is less than 20 years ago that this takes place. Communications are supposed to be a lot better than this.
Yep.
So they're just, like, Morse coding this shit, like, on the side of the fucking, like, Morse code, like, flicking their lights to command. Morse coding this shit. Can not see submarine above water. Oh, actually, I've actually got a flashlight. So, cannot see submarine above water. And then, command replied back with, duh. I don't actually know Morse code, everybody.
Well, they come here to learn about engineering disasters, not Morse code.
Yeah. So they're just like, duh.
So the Northern Fleet duty officer notified the head of the fleet's search and rescue forces, Captain Alexander Teslenko.
Solenko.
There's an S.
Yeah, that's how it. The T is silent.
Whatever. To stand by for orders. His primary rescue ship was a 20-year-old former lumber carrier, Mikhail Rudnitsky.
Yep.
Which had been converted to support submersible rescue operations. They literally got a 20-year-old lumber carrier.
That is actually legitimately, what they used.
So the captain notified the ship's captain to be ready to depart on 1 hour's notice.
You know, just as quick as you can, if you don't mind.
As quick as an old lumber ship can be. Berthed at the primary Northern Fleet base, the ship was equipped with two AS-32 and AS-34 Fritz-class deep submergence rescue vehicles.
Yeah, these were basically the vehicles that were deployed if a submarine was in trouble.
Yeah, they also had a diving bell and underwater video cameras, lifting cranes, and other special gear just for
Yeah, really want to emphasize that at the time, the captain of the submarine that was currently sitting on the bottom of the ocean floor was pretty comfortable, like, okay, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
They're gonna come and rescue us.
Basically, yeah. And he had no real reason to think otherwise. They had the equipment to do this. This was something where they could definitely do a rescue in this situation.
And the lumber ship was not equipped with stabilizers capable of keeping the vessel in position during stormy weather.
Exactly. And you might think, well, why do we need stabilizers? We just need to get the submersible vehicles into the water. Well, everyone, here's the thing. The way that they put the submersible vehicles into the water, remember that log lifting crane thing? Yeah, basically like a crane machine picks up the submarine, essentially, rotates over to the side of the ship, and lowers it down. You need those stabilizers, or else you're gonna go tip, 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 and then the thing's gonna slam against the side of the ship, and then it ain't going into the water.
Fair?
Yeah. So, so we got a bit of a problem with the submersible rescue vehicles.
The Russian Navy had previously operated two India-class submarines, each of which carried a pair of Poseidon-class DSRVs that could reach a depth of 693 meters, but due to lack of funds, the vessel had been held since 1994 in a St. Petersburg yard for pending repairs.
Yep.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, without stabilizers, the ship becomes a submersible?
I mean, the ship was fine. It just, couldn't safely put the submersible into the water. So, that's a problem.
I mean, with that
there's your problem. Well, there's your problem.
Travis!
It can go down, it's just not gonna come back. Yeah, it can submerge, just, it's the whole unsubmersing that's the problem.
The whole point of the ship, you mean?
Yeah. That seems to be our main problem here. Well, there's your problem.
Oh, Jesus. So at 5 p.m., an Ilyushin 38 aircraft was dispatched. Okay, I guess we need an aircraft for a submarine rescue.
By the way, they're probably dead by this point.
Oh,
I do want to emphasize. But again, we also want to emphasize, we're not entirely certain how long everyone survived. They could have been dead in 3 hours, or in 6 hours, but they also could have been dead in 3 days.
The crew spent 3 hours unsuccessfully searching for the Kursk from this rescue helicopter.
Yeah, they were basically just flying around looking down there. Like, is it there? I think I see something over there.
Take a good look around.
That's basically what they were doing. If it sounds like I'm making fun of USSR and Russian technology and funding and the Russian military and just Russia in general, it's because I fucking am. Come at me, Putin. Come at me, Putin. I don't give a fuck.
At 6 p.m., more than 6 hours after the initial explosion, Kursk failed to complete a scheduled communication check. I mean, of course I fucking did!
Yep.
The Northern Fleet Command became concerned and tried to contact the boat. I assume all they got back was...
or... That is kind of awful.
The only thing they got back was glove, 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 glove.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a bad person and I know it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not looking good for our intrepid heroes, I must say.
After repeated failures, at 6:30 they began a search and rescue operation. Again, 6.5 hours later.
Which, again, they're probably dead. There is a possibility that they're all dead by this point.
They began a search and rescue. They dispatched additional aircrafts to locate the submarine.
Mm-hmm.
Which again failed to locate the boat on the surface. Can't imagine why.
No idea.
At 8:30 p.m. No, 10:30 p.m. The Northern Fleet declared an emergency and the exercise was stopped. Only then was it stopped.
Yeah, this was the moment that, remember how I said that at first it was, oh, there's nothing wrong, and then there was, okay, there is a problem, but it's not a big problem, and then it was, okay, there might actually be a slightly bigger problem, and then it was, okay, there is a big problem, but it's not our fault.
Take care now, brother.
Yeah. Yep, between 15 and 22 vessels of the Northern Fleet, including about 3,000 sailors, began searching for the submarine. And, that former lumber carrier ship that was supposed to, lead operations and shit, it only left the port at 12:30.
Mm-hmm.
that night.
Yep. They really just kind of just dragged their feet on this. That's just our, like, submarine down there with some of our soldiers. It's fine. I'm sure they're fine. Stuck on the bottom of the ocean floor.
On the afternoon of the explosion, before the Kremlin had been informed of the submarine sinking, the U.S. National Security Advisor Sandy Berger and Defense...
Oh, sorry, Sandy Berger.
Yeah. Defense Secretary William Cohen were told that the Kursk had... The U.S. knew before the Kremlin did.
Well, Putin was on vacation. I'm not even joking. So as all this is happening, by the way, Putin is like on vacation on TV at some kind of a barbecue.
Jesus.
And then a few hours later, you know, a few hours later, the crew of the Kursk had a barbecue of their own. So yeah, so he's like on vacation. They did kind of tell him that something was going on, but they were just like, "Oh, it's not important. Don't worry about it." And so he was like, "Okay."
So, once officially informed, the British government, along with France, Germany, Israel, Italy, and Norway, offered to help. And the United States even offered the use of one of its 2 deep submergence rescue vehicles. But the Russian government refused all foreign assistance.
They did. The Russian government refused, like, they were like, "Hey, let us help you. We might, maybe we can still find them in time." This was at a point where, you know, I mean, rescue was not super likely, but it was still possible. You know, it was a case of...
At the very least, they can get the bodies to the families quickly enough.
Before they completely bloat. Right now, we're still in a state where rescue is unlikely, but it's not impossible.
I mean, there was the, cook who survived 3 days underwater in an air pocket in an overturned ship.
Exactly. So, you know, it can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, they refused all foreign assistance, and they told the American embassy that rescue was well underway. It was not.
Yeah, rescue, narrator, it was not. Rescue is very much not underway.
The Russian Navy initially downplayed the incident. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Late on Saturday night, 9 hours after the boat sank, Northern Fleet Commander Admiral Popov ordered the first search for the submarine. 9 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
12 hours after it sank, Popov informed the Kremlin, but Master of Defense Igor Sergeyev did not notify Putin until 7 a.m. Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Sergeyev did not recommend that Putin visit the disaster site.
Pretty much.
We are attempting to communicate via Dixie Cups and string.
Yeah, basically. That's essentially what's happening right now.
On Sunday, after Popov already knew the Kursk was missing and presumed sunk, he briefed reporters on the progress of the naval exercise. He said the exercise had been a resounding success and spoke highly of the entire operation. Oh my god.
Yeah, you gotta remember, like, this is, like, you know, whenever I know people were like, "Oh, why does everybody get on the Trump about every single little thing he says?" It's because this is the shit that happens whenever you just straight up lie about things.
Meow.
I'm saving kitties, y'all.
God, they're so fucking cute.
I know. So, yeah.
I'm gonna go cuddle Shadow after this.
So yeah, we're in a situation now where we've got there's people stuck underwater,
possibly dead, possibly just suffocating.
Yeah, could be either or at this point. And the Russian government doing jack fucking shit about it.
Lying to reporters that everything's fine.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, they are doing something. They're lying.
So, on early Sunday morning, the 13th of August, at the local naval base, rumors began to circulate among family members of Kursk's crew that something was wrong.
Yeah, by this point they were like,
where's my son?
Yeah, where are our family members?
A telephone operator handled an unusual volume of calls and overheard that a submarine was in trouble and the boat's name. As the base was very small, news spread really fucking quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Wives and family members exchanged news, but information was scarce. God, it reminds me of the small town we live in.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because Kursk was regarded as unsinkable, family members wished to discount the worst of the rumors. I mean, I get it.
I can understand. Denial is a thing.
Yeah. They hoped that Kursk was merely experiencing a temporary communication problem. The deputy base commander assured the women that the headquarters office was half empty and the officers present were just passing the time. Because, you know, everything's fine.
Everything's fine. It's okay. And if it seems like everything's not fine, it's not as bad as it seems.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, yeah. They did eventually accept some foreign aid, though.
What, a loan from one of the countries to pay off the victims to shut up?
No. But anyway, let's continue with the Russian rescue efforts. We'll get to the time whenever they actually did accept foreign help. We'll get there in due time.
Right.
Because there is a very interesting story with that one.
At 4:50 on Sunday, August 13th, personnel aboard the Colossus detected 2 anomalies on the seabed that might be the boat. God, I hope so. At 9 a.m., Mikhail Rudnitsky arrived at the location. While setting anchor, its crew interpreted an acoustic sound as an SOS from the submarine. But soon concluded the noise had been produced by the anchor chain striking the anchor hole.
Yep.
At 11:30, Mikhail Rudnitsky prepared to lower the AS-34, which entered the water at 5:30 p.m. At 6:30 p.m., at a depth of 100 meters and a speed of 2 knots, the AS-34 reported colliding with an object. Through a porthole, the crew saw the Kursk's propeller and stern stabilizer. The AS-34 was damaged by the collision and had to surface. The crew of Mikhail Rudnitsky began preparing the AS-32 for operation.
This is kind of a constant, like, are y'all noticing a theme where, like, they're like, okay, let's use this machine that we've specifically designed for this purpose. Oh no, our lack of maintenance and funding have besmirched us and waylaid us yet again. Well, let's get the next one. Yeah, it's like, well, let's get the next one. Y'all noticing a theme here?
At 10:40 p.m., the AS-32 entered the water and began searching for the boat again. Sorry, not boat, the submarine!
Yep.
It was unable to locate the submarine because it had been given an incorrect heading by personnel aboard the Colossus.
It is like a goddamn, if not for how horrible everything turns out, it would be like a goddamn comedy of errors.
Crew aboard the Mikhail Rudnitsky tried to contact the Kursk and briefly thought they heard an acoustic SOS signal. But it was determined to be of biological origin.
I mean, an SOS signal technically would also be of biological origin.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm like, do we want to rethink that? We just want to rethink that phrasing.
So they reported the sounds to the Colossus. The AS-32 returned to the surface at 1 a.m. on Monday morning, August 14th. What the fuck?
Yep.
The salvage tug, Nikolai Chiker, I guess, arrived early in the rescue operation. Wow, the salvage was already there early.
Yeah, the salvage was there like, well, let's get it cleaned up.
Using deep water camera equipment, it obtained the first images of the wrecked submarine, which showed severe damage from the sub's bow to its sail. Kursk was listing at a 25-degree angle and down 5 to 7 degrees by the bow.
Yep.
The bow had plowed about 22 meters deep into the clay seabed at a depth of 108 meters. The periscope was raised, indicating that the accident occurred when the submarine was at a depth of less than 20 meters.
Yep. They were not at all prepared for this to happen, is what we're saying.
The AS-34 was repaired and was launched at 5 a.m. on Monday. At 6:50, the 34 located the Kursk and unsuccessfully tried to attach to the aft escape trunk over Kursk's 9th compartment. Unable to create the vacuum seal necessary to attach the escape trunk, its batteries were quickly depleted and the crew was forced to surface.
Yeah, they were like, we're here! Ah, shit, our batteries ran out.
No spare batteries were available, so the crew was forced to wait while the batteries were recharged.
Again, y'all, this is why it's so important to maintain your equipment properly.
Meanwhile, winds increased, blowing 10 to 12 meters a second, up to 15 to 27 meters a second.
Mm-hmm.
And the waves rose to 3 to 4 points, forcing the Russians to suspend rescue operations.
Yep.
Sorry, my throat's getting...
No, you're fine.
Sorry.
So I just want to point out
Why you come here?
during all of this, there is still the possibility this crew could be alive. Again, it's getting less and less, but literally, had any of these things worked out, there was a possibility that the crew would have been found. At least some people would have still been alive.
The first official announcement of the accident was made by the Russians on Monday, August 14th, about 2 days afterwards. And they told the media that the Kursk had had minor technical difficulties on Sunday. And they said the submarine had descended to the ocean floor. And they had established contact with the crew and were pumping air and power to the boat. And that everyone on board is alive.
Yeah, by this point, this is whenever they've reached the state of, okay, there is something wrong, but it's not bad.
We're helping.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
The BBC reported that the Kursk crew had been forced to ground the submarine
Thanks for
because
sticking around.
it had broken down during exercises, but the rescue crews were in radio contact with surface vessels.
Sailor Centauri, thank you very much for the resub. They're probably just napping.
Yeah.
Do you want to go get some water before you continue?
Well, I mean, we gotta wrap up soon.
That's true. Okay, well then, if you're good to keep going.
Okay, so senior officers in the Russian Navy offered a variety of explanations for the accident.
None of which were, we failed.
4 days after the Kursk sank, everyone is definitely dead by this point.
Yeah, everyone's dead at this point. There is no hope. They are dead.
Yeah.
This is a retrieval mission at this point.
4 days after it sank, the Russian Navy Commander-in-Chief and Fleet Admiral Vladimir Kurodev stated
Vladdy.
Vladdy.
Vladdy K in the house!
Stated the accident had been caused by a serious collision. I assume with explosive power of torpedoes with the side of a submarine.
No, just one guy was really frustrated and banged his head against the wall.
I mean, Vice Premier Ilya Klebanov said the submarine might have hit an old World War II mine.
Yeah, they're still, by the way, they're still really pushing the narrative. No, this is definitely not on us.
Yeah, they said almost all of the sailors had died before the vessel hit rock bottom, literal rock bottom.
Which is not true.
No.
Going?
Yeah, Panda, you're right. Despite being Russian, they weren't very quick.
Nah.
Laugh, goddammit.
That was pretty funny.
The Russian government convened a commission chaired by Vice Premier Ilya Klebanov on August 14th, 2 days after the Kursk sank. People might still be alive at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly half the commission members were officials with a stake in the outcome of the investigation.
Yeah. So, you know.
Independent investigators were not invited to take part, giving the appearance that the commission's findings might not be impartial. They were not impartial.
Yeah, they were very much not impartial. This was not an impartial investigation at all.
The bad weather gave choppy sea currents, limited visibility, and they couldn't do any rescue efforts for at least 2 days.
Yep. They did.
Yep.
They're yeah, everyone's dead by this point.
Okay. On 10 p.m. on Tuesday, the AS-34 was launched again, but was damaged when it struck.
I'm sorry, just launched again, but then they got damaged.
When it struck a boom as it was being lowered into the sea. They damaged it on their own ship.
Yep. Fucking comedy of errors, y'all.
It was brought back aboard, repaired, and relaunched an hour later. On Tuesday, August 15th, 3 days after the sinking, everyone's probably dead by this point, the crane ship PK-7500 arrived with the more maneuverable Project 18270, Vesker type DSRV. This is the AC-36, that's just what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
But the weather prevented this from being launched. The rescue team decided to launch the submersible near the coast and tow it to the rescue site with a salvage tug.
Yep.
So we're not gonna launch it directly over where we know the submarine is. We're gonna launch it at the beach and then just kinda tow mater it over there.
That was basically the plan, yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Alright.
I got a gold on that one.
Good job.
So, yeah. Yeah.
How about we continue this next time?
Well, I actually want to I'll point out this one part. I'll go ahead and just wrap this up, since we're reaching up to the end of it. I'm going to kind of give you the Cliff Notes version of how this ends.
Also, you guys can recommend different disasters I can talk about next time.
Yes, first off, yes, please go into the Discord and recommend more disasters for Kayla to talk about. She does love talking about them. So, I'm going to kind of Cliff Notes this really quick. So, by this point, there is no chance that the Russians are going to be able to save their ship. They just do not have the technology. It's just not going to work out, right? So, what they decide to do is, they're finally going to accept foreign help, everybody! Yay! Growth!
Yay. That's the character development we love to see.
I know, right? So, this help came, in the form of 2 different, countries. So, Britain did do some assistance, but the main source of help, and the one I want to talk about, was the Norwegians. So the Norwegians come in to help, and also to let everyone know that if they lived in a socialized democracy, this would not be happening at all. It's like, oh, well, you know, what would have stopped you from not having the funding to recharge your fucking you know what would have bought you some more Duracells? If you had, like, a 1% stake in literally every stock in the entire global market. You know, like how we do.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So, like, the Norwegians show up. The Norwegians are here to save the day. And by that I mean basically help get the bodies, more or less.
They're gonna be able to get bodies to families that they can marry.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Again, though, do want to emphasize, by this point, it's pretty well accepted that they're probably dead. But they don't know all the details of everything that's been going on. They don't know about the flash fire. They don't know about any of that stuff. As far as they know, again, I really want to emphasize, and at this point it is the desperate hope of a desperate family. By the time the Norwegians are brought in, there's still a little bit of hope that they could still be alive.
Yeah.
Again, it's the desperate hope of a desperate family, but it's understandable given the circumstances. The miners in Chile, like, lived for a while, didn't they?
Over 2.5, almost 3 months.
Exactly. So, you know, the hope is still there, right? So the Norwegians are sent to, try to get them. And, the way that they're gonna do it is they're just basically there's a hatch that opens from the outside. The Russian Navy has pretty well written this group off as being dead. But, you know, okay, well, you know, go get our boys, please. Now, the hatch, I really want to emphasize this. You need to understand. I have to emphasize this.
Emphasis.
Real emphasis on this. So there was a hatch, right? And this
put it in the chatty chatness where I've been putting pictures.
Yeah, put it in chatty chatness. So they really emphasized to the Norwegians that this hatch was a delicate piece of machinery, right?
Yeah.
And you need to turn it counterclockwise.
Oh god.
To open it, right?
I'm feeling some Costa Concordia shit.
You need to turn it counterclockwise to open it. If you turn, they really emphasize, if you turn it clockwise, you will break it and it will never open. Because I want a delicate piece of machinery like that on a fucking submarine.
Oh yeah.
Especially a wartime submarine. So the Norwegians go down there and they spend 3 fucking days trying to open this goddamn hatch, turning it counterclockwise.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, 3 days, and this motherfucker does not open. You want to know how they opened it?
How?
You might want to put that machinery on the bed. They turned it clockwise and it opened on the first try. As with all things in Russia, everything's ass backwards. It's righty-loosey, lefty-tighty, apparently. So they turned it clockwise, and it opened. And they got the hatch open. 3 days they've spent on this, by the way. 3 days. And then, once they got it open, now this is the best part. The Russians basically were like, hey, thanks for opening it up. Fuck off now. And they would not allow them to go into the submarine because they needed to go in and destroy any documents of, like, you know, state information and shit like that.
Yeah.
Or, depending on how conspiratorial you are, and actually according to some folks in Russia, what they were actually doing was killing any surviving crew members. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure the crew was dead by this point.
Okay,
but,
you know what? I wasn't a Diana truther until recently.
Yeah?
Maybe they did. Maybe they just shot him.
It's possible. I'm not gonna say that it definitely didn't happen, but I am gonna say that I'm pretty sure that that's not what happened. So yeah. So they were like, alright, fuck off, and then so they went down, and they, like, destroyed everything, to, you know, just be like, yeah, alright, thanks for your help, bye, and, would not allow any foreign powers to assist with the retrieval of the bodies.
I mean... okay. That's one way of doing things.
Yeah. Russian President Vladimir Putin, though immediately informed of this tragedy, was told by the Navy that they had the situation under control and that rescue was imminent. This is, like, right at the start of this. He waited for 5 days before he ended his holiday at a presidential resort in Sochi on the Black Sea. Putin was only 4 months into his tenure as president, and the public and media were extremely critical of his decision to remain at a seaside resort. This is back whenever they could still question Putin.
Yeah.
His high favorable ratings dropped dramatically.
Oh, I wonder why.
The president's response appeared callous, and the government's actions looked incompetent. Because they were.
I was about to say, they were.
Yeah.
They looked that way because they were.
Yeah. A year later, he said, I probably should have returned to Moscow, but nothing would have changed. I had the same level of communication both in Sochi and in Moscow. But from a PR point of view, I could have demonstrated some special eagerness to return. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Show
yeah,
that
probably
act like you give a fuck.
Yeah, basically. So, submarine recovery. A consortium formed by the Dutch companies Memamet and Spit International. They were awarded a contract by Russia to raise the vessel, except for the bow. And they modified the barge Giant 4, which raised the Kursk and recovered the remains of the sailors. So, yeah, thank you, the Dutch. so the Norwegians opened the thing, and then the Dutch got the submarine. During salvage operations in 2001, the team first cut the bow off the hull using a tungsten carbide-studded cable. As this tool had the potential to cause sparks, which could ignite remaining pockets of reactive gases, such as hydrogen, the operation was executed with care. Most of the bow was abandoned, and the rest of the vessel was towed to the Severomorsk and placed in a floating dry dock for analysis. The remains of Kursk's reactor compartment were towed to Seda Bay on Russia's northern Kola Peninsula, where more than 50 reactor
Koala
compartments...
Peninsula.
that sounds like a great peninsula. Where more than 50 reactor compartments were afloat at pier points after a shipyard had removed all the fuel from the boat in early 2003. Some torpedo and torpedo tube fragments from the bow were recovered, and the rest was destroyed by explosives in 2002. And so, basically, the official inquiry, they'd been saying that a collision with a foreign vessel had triggered the event, but a report issued by the government attributed to the disaster to a torpedo explosion caused when high test peroxide, a form of highly concentrated hydrogen peroxide, leaked from a faulty weld in the torpedo's casing. So exactly what we've been saying. That's what happened. Well, at least that's... Yeah.
It was faulty mechanics and a fucking accident.
Yeah. By the way, fun fact, the first explosion caused a fire that raised the temperature of the compartment to more than 2,700 degrees Celsius, which is about 4,890 degrees Fahrenheit. The heat caused the warheads to detonate, 5 to 7 additional torpedoes to detonate, and that created an explosion equivalent to 2 to 3 tons of TNT, and it measured 4.2 on the Richter magnitude scale, and it was detected as far away as Alaska.
You know, I thought it was already really annoying when creepers kind of tried to make their way into my house in Minecraft, but this just seems like overkill.
Pretty much. And so, Vice Admiral Valery Ryzantsev, Valery, Val, we're gonna call him Val. He differed with the government's official conclusion. He said that it was inadequate training, poor maintenance, and incomplete inspections that caused the crew to mishandle the weapon. And during the examination of the wrecked sub, investigators recovered a partially burned copy of the safety instructions for loading these torpedoes.
Wow!
But the instructions were for a significantly different type of torpedo, and they failed to include essential steps for testing a fucking air valve. The 7th Division, 1st Submarine Flotilla, never inspected Kursk's crew qualifications or their readiness to fire these torpedoes. The crew had no experience with HTP-powered torpedoes, and they had not been trained in the handling or firing of these torpedoes. Due to their inexperience and lack of training, compounded by incomplete inspections and oversight, and because the Kursk's crew followed faulty instructions when loading the practice torpedo, Val believes they set off a chain of events, and that's what led to the explosion. Yeah,
I mean, it's easy to blame dead men, isn't it?
I guess so. Like, what are they gonna do, you know? They gonna argue with you? Yeah.
Jesus.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. They do believe, by the way, the Norwegian and the Russian divers found 24 bodies in the 9th compartment, you know, by the time they finally got to the fucking thing. And it was in the turbine room at the stern of the boat. And Captain Lieutenant Dmitry Kolesnikov wrote a note that listed the names of 23 sailors who were alive in the compartment after the ship sank. So at least 23 people were still alive and died very, very slowly. So yeah.
Perfect thing to discuss on God's Day.
By the way, the initial crew was 118. There were 118 people on board, and they all died. So anyway, speaking of dying, later on today...
Izzy, by the way, I actually just watched a video on the Seawolf Ferry disaster, so I can happily do some further research and take notes on how this captain abandoned this ship and a whole bunch of young people died.
Fun times.
There are videos that they recorded as they were dying.
Yeah, there's some... It gets really freaky once you start getting into, like, later,
disasters,
yeah, more recent ones. Because people record things. Because they understand... I think it's partially because they understand that they're dying. I've seen, like, situations... Like, I mean, think about, like, mass shootings nowadays. They live stream it.
I watched a documentary on the Parkland shooting, and in part of the documentary, they included cell phone videos that some of the students had made while the shooting was going on.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's not like a case of, oh, well, let's get famous.
It's a thing of, If I die, I want my parents to know
what happened.
What happened.
Yeah, if I die, I don't want there to be any question as to what happened. I guess because after a group full of kindergartners being murdered was just brushed off as a false flag operation, I guess the students have decided, well, I don't want someone assuming that I'm the false flag operation.
Take this, Alex Jones.
Yeah, basically, it's like, fuck you, Alex Jones. If I was getting ready to die and I had enough wherewithal to like live stream it, probably my last words would say, fuck you, Alex Jones.
I love you, Grandma. Fuck you, Alex Jones.
Basically, yeah. That would be it.
And so anyway,
if it was a mass shooting, I'd be like, by the way, please politicize this immediately. Launch my bullet-riddled fucking corpse into Mitch McConnell's fucking house.
And, you know, have spray painted on me, where's my healthcare, Mitch?
Yeah. Where's the money, Mitch? Where's the money, Mitch? So yeah, that's the story of the Kursk.
I'm gonna go listen to that episode while I take a nap.
It's a very good episode. I recommend it. Yeah. So later today, in about another 45 minutes, I'll be doing Phasmophobia with Minx, KG, and Dax. The game has been updated. It is much harder now, so we're gonna die a lot. I'm really looking forward to it. In the meantime, I am gonna send y'all over to either Zoe or Fiona, whoever is currently playing. They're playing Geotastic, so that should be fun. So go say hello, go tell them hi, and I will meet y'all back here at the top of the hour, and we'll start Phasmophobia. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. I really do appreciate it.
Yay!
I hope that y'all have fun. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay and also the disasters. We will continue next Sunday.
I'll try to have a bit more ready for you guys, because I only researched those two.
Yeah. Alright. Well, thank y'all so much for coming out. We do appreciate it. We hope that you have a good one, and I will see y'all at the top of the hour.
Bye!